Yo, yo, yo. What's up, bitches? Welcome to another episode of Lefty Live. Today is Jack Wolf Friday Eve. Calling it Jack Wolf Friday from now on. You guys are going to call it that too. All right. So I got Ben here. Ben Belkin. Boom. What's up, dude?
What's up, world?
Yeah, we got the whole world here tonight.
We got planet Earth.
Earth. Yeah. You've made the rounds, that's for sure, on the live streams.
I think I've pretty well made the rounds through the knife community in the last few weeks.
That's how you gotta do it, man. That's how you sell knives. Fuck. Right?
You know what? No one's ever gonna accuse me of being undetermined or unmotivated. I'll tell you that much.
Man. Market that shit the best you can, you know?
That's what we gotta do.
Yep.
It's not fluff. It's like you want people to know what's going on. You want them to feel the enthusiasm. It's like we're a team, like us in the community, we're a team. So I want people to get excited.
And you want to know when good knives are coming out. You know what I mean? And these are good knives. Like, just because somebody markets something, like NAF Sergeant put an unboxing of our knife, the Stout Up, today. And I don't know, somebody said something about, could it be worth all the hype that's been, about that? I'm like, then I did my job. Like, about it. There's hype around it because I did my job and marketed the shit out of it. It doesn't mean it's a shitty knife. Like, yes, you can hype up a shitty knife, but like, just because it's hype doesn't mean it sucks. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. It's like, oh, they worked really hard at marketing this. It must be crap. It's like,
right.
A doesn't mean B. It's like you would think, oh, a great product will sell itself. Not if no one knows about it.
Exactly. If nobody knows about it, you can't fucking sell the thing.
No.
From there, once it's out, I think, it kind of does sell itself. But like, you want to get it out there quick. You don't want to wait months and have things on the shelves. Like, fuck. Like I was trying to sell knives so I could do a pre-order. Like, we're about to put an order in, and we needed to sell knives to do that. Luckily, you didn't have to do that. You got bankroll, baby.
I got an empty bank account, baby.
You're just waiting for that bitch to fill up a little bit tomorrow, huh?
Well, I did get some money in because of the dealer sales. So that was pretty cool. But I want to be able to rinse and repeat every month. So I'm not interested in
one-time hitter.
One time. Like I'm going for a consistent rhythmic business. And, so I'm not even satisfied. First of all, I'm never satisfied.
Right.
But I'll feel a lot more comfortable when there is a rhythm. When I've got, let's say, 12 months of sales under my belt, we've rolled out a bunch of models. I kind of know what the flow of things are, have some data.
You're kind of doing what Finch has tried to do, but like it doesn't seem like they can get the knives to drop. Like, they do them regularly now, but last year they had some like struggles where for like 6 months, nothing came in. And, that killed them. It didn't kill them, but like then once they got hitting, it was fine. Then they were dropping one every fucking month and it was awesome. But you're trying to just do that right out of the gate and not miss,
Yeah. That was by design. Like, this is the first knife company I've done, but I've got 10 years of entrepreneurial experience and I've run businesses before. So my approach is through the lens of 10 years of hard knocks, And so to me, this wasn't worth doing unless I could set the plan up the way I wanted. And it's a plan designed for a rhythm, because business has to have a rhythm, and for long-term success. So, I mean, there's no guarantee it's going to work, but like, prep is important.
You want to have the bluept for that.
Got to have a plan.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you. What's up, guys? Blame Dexter. I'll watch you while playing Lego Star Wars. Nice, dude. All right.
Nice.
Yep, Mick. What's up, man? How's it going? Lone Wolf's in the house. You got Jedi Scum in the house. Nate Prince, local guy. What's up, Nate?
What up, Nate?
Stacy's in the house. She's the moderator, kicking ass every week. Sean Harrison, what's up, dude? Look at all these people jacking off together.
Sean's been a great supporter, supports me in the comments. Happy to jack off with you today, Sean.
Sean's a great dude, man. I love Sean. I met him at Blade Show last year.
Sweet.
Matt Parker, another local guy. What's up, dude? What's going on? KF Boston. I bought one because of the hype. See? There you go. Nice, dude. Yeah, that's what I mean. You know, you got to build some hype. But, like, I sent it to people I trusted to tell me what they thought about it, and they liked it. So that just tells me it's good. Doesn't mean anything else. You know what I mean? Like, we don't just, like, rub each other's backs because we all have channels. Like, there's no point if it's a shitty knife, just tell somebody it's good. Like, I mean, unless you know a channel does that already, then okay. Like, whatever. But then you already know that shit.
Right.
You know? But I don't know Jim Skelton. I sent him the knife going, holy fuck. Like, if he gets a hold of this thing and doesn't like it, you know, luckily he told me, he was like, dude, if I don't like it, I'll make a video and I'll just show you. Like, there's no point in me dragging your hard work through the mud. And I'm like, all right. But he didn't do that. He liked it and he posted it to the world. You know what I mean? And the same thing applies here. Like, Ben sent one off to Nick Shabazz and he dropped a review yesterday. And I mean, it was definitely high praise. He nitpicked the price, but that's what everybody who doesn't want to spend money is going to do.
Right.
You know,
it's frustrating in the sense that, like, oh,
it is.
This should be cheaper. It's like, but it can't be cheaper.
Right.
Like it fit. Like, I don't care who's selling it to you. It can't be cheaper. It costs a certain amount of money to make. Got to pay a dealer. I got to make a little money, right?
It could be cheaper. The only way it's cheaper is if you sell direct. But, like, you have a plan to sell through dealers and have this whole thing we just talked about going on. And you're not going to, you might sell some direct because you'll get a little more money that way. And you deserve that. But, like, doing it, that's what we did with the Stout. We also built in a dealer margin because we're trying to sell some through dealers. And if you don't, you're just going to get eaten alive. Like, you're not going to make any money if you just set it up for selling direct at like a 40% margin. If you sell them through dealers, you won't make any money because they want their 30%.
Exactly. So if people can respect the business model, which is, coming out of the gate, you're a brand new company and you're going to try to sell everything direct. It's like, how big is your reach really? Look at the reach of these dealers. Look how many subscribers they have on their channels. It's like,
especially if you're selling that many, not like we're doing runs, pre-order runs of 300, 400, 500. Like, you're trying to do 300 knives a month every month going forward. Like, that's a shit ton of knives. Like, I don't think I could sell that direct because you have to build all this hype just to get one drop done. You know what I mean? And this is like something that has to be consistent. And you get all those people who don't even watch YouTube, who don't even whatever. They just know I like DLT trading. I occasionally shop there, and I'm going to go on the site, see what they got. I got my points and shit. Boom. Right. What's this Jack Wolf thing? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's only $100 with my points. Boom. Got him. You're going to get a lot of people doing that kind of shit. Blade HQ guys who are like, today I can get a Boca Mermaid coin if I spend 200 bones. Oh, what's this Jack Wolf thing? Let me try that. Boom.
Exactly. Yeah, there's a reason the majority of the big brands use the dealer network because it's why the model exists. I think it depends on what your goals are. My goals are to have a robust knife company that moves a reasonable amount of units every year. So makes sense to have the dealers involved.
Right.
Going to increase the price a little bit. I mean, who's to say that if I sold them direct, I still wouldn't try to earn the $275 a knife, right? It's like,
that's true.
And at the end of the day,
you're going to spend more on marketing if you do it that way.
Exactly. So it's all going to come out in the wash. But I guess the thing that's kind of like interesting about the price discussion is like, stuff costs what it costs, and like, I don't understand the mentality of getting mad that something is, they think something's more than it should be. I don't understand that mentality.
I think it's like, it's a knife guy thing. So Casey, sorry, man, but you saw the title of the video, right? Before you watched it with your wife, just saying. The mentality is a knife thing where guys get into the hobby, or even veterans of the hobby, they don't spend a lot of money. And once you kind of pop that cherry a little bit, then you understand. Once you handle these knives, that's why I don't get it from guys like Nick Shabazz. I don't understand why those guys have issue with price, because they know what value is in what, right? And he like equated it to basically it's made in China, maybe. And he always does that geography thing. So maybe that wasn't what it was. I just didn't quite understand what the concern was with the price on it. Like, what was his reasoning on it? I don't know. And I'm not just pointing him out. I'm just saying in general.
Well,
like,
if someone looks at something and they think that should cost X, and it's like, based on what?
Right.
Like, where's your qualifying factors? Is it because it's a slip joint?
No, it's because I know that Tucson is made of slip joint for $100, and it's like, yeah, but they sold that direct, and they're the manufacturer, and they sold it on eBay, and like, there's 3 factors there that cost money that they don't have to deal with. You know what I mean? Like, they're not buying it from an OEM's not manufacturing it. They're not selling it through a dealer. You know what I mean? Like, there's just, I don't know. I think some people just don't get it, and it just is what it is. And I think we need to stop addressing it, because like, I always want to address it and be like, listen, the reason we priced our knife at this is because we had to have it made. And and a dude's like, well, QSP could sell the Mokutai Penguin for $250. And I'm like, yeah, I just got a quote for them doing a Mokutai one of these, and they told me the price would be $250. So what do you think I'm going to charge you? Like, I can't do anything if I charge $250, I'm losing $100. Like, so there's just no way around it that you have. Like, it's almost like they think people are price gouging,
right?
And there are companies doing it. And I think that's why it happens, because there's a bad name out there, like James Brand. I don't know the guys who run that, but they clearly overpriced the shit out of their stuff. $600 for something that should probably be like $450.
Here's another thing to think about that I find fascinating. So things that people think are a good price, right? Let's take any kind of Spyderco or a Benchmade, any of the major brands. So here's a little education for folks if they don't know this. The typical lift on a major brand item in the knife community is 5 times. So if it costs $20 to make, it's going to sell for $100. That's because there's got to be the manufacturer margin, the distributor margin, the dealer margin, because the distributor and a dealer is not the same thing.
Yeah, wholesaler and dealer a lot of times. Not always.
So but these big companies work that way that sell through like Blue Ridge.
Yeah, exactly. They contacted me, I think, after seeing like the Knife News article or whatever. Did they hit you up too?
Yeah, and dude's really nice. The downside with them is they'll sell to a dealer who you don't have a direct relationship with. So
right.
You can't.
And they want their 30%.
Right.
So you're losing 30% to them, 30% to the dealer. You're making nothing.
But here's what I'm trying to say.
Or you're selling it for, like you said,
the 5
times what it's worth.
So if you look at a knife and be like, wow, that's $100, that's a really good deal. It's like, well, but it costs $20 to make it. So how great of a deal are you really getting? Versus when you do a boutique knife like what Kevin and I are doing, we cannot get away with 5 times price lift on this stuff, because this isn't mass produced by the thousands. It's boutique made, albeit at a higher level of quality, because we're not doing stampings, we're doing CNC.
Right. And
but it's like
we're 1 or 2 people on top of that shit, making sure it's good, what we want. Because there's an enthusiast aspect to the boutique brand thing. You're a knife guy if you're running a boutique brand. If you're running a big knife company, it doesn't mean you're a knife guy at all. It just means you're running a company. You know what I mean?
You're a business student, probably.
Right.
So I just find that interesting that like, oh, this $100 knife is such a good deal because of the price tag. But it's like, but is it really a good deal? You pay 5 times what it costs to make. Right. Versus something that might be a little more expensive, but is maybe 2 times the cost of what it costs to make. So it's like, it's something to think about, I guess. I find that thought process interesting. It's like, oh, this Spyderco's $125. What a great deal. Like they made it for $30, Yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah, but once the fan base is sucking your balls, it doesn't matter what you do. Then you're golden. Like then you can sell stupid shit for stupid prices. Like, it's weird. Stafford says his $20 DLT card is one of the driving factors in him hopefully getting one from there. See? There you go.
Which one? A Jack Wolf or a Devo?
No, he's talking about they don't have Devos. Only Urban
that's
EC has those.
That's right.
Which reminds me.
Well, thank you, Stafford.
Yep. Urban EC does still have some stouts in my Carta. Hoping those last for a little bit because we have till like August or September when they come in. I figure anybody who's like, I couldn't get one, I can be like, yeah, you can. Shut up. Don't give me the couldn't get one thing. Right. I'm pissed. I regularly buy expensive knives. Compared to SOC, your knife is cheap. That's the other thing. You know, other brands doing the same thing, charging way more. But hey, man, they do it their own way. Leon Ma charges more than, you know, what I see his knives costing. But I still buy them, right? Because they're great freaking knives. But like his business model is different. You know, it's just like everybody has a different way of doing it. I don't know. Some guys maybe they think you price it higher, they'll stick around longer. You know, it might take a little longer to sell, but you'll have that money trickling in. Other people, let me lower the price so I can sell them real quick and just get that chunk of money. You know, there's different ways to look at it. I guess there's no real way to say what's right or what's wrong, but
there's not. It's a luxury good. It's worth what someone else will pay. I mean, I understand. Like, no one wants to feel like they got ripped off. It's hard to come up with money to spend on luxury goods. Sometimes, like, I totally understand and appreciate and respect all that. I guess it's hard for me to watch anybody like cut down someone else's work because they don't like the price. It's like the easiest thing to do is just not buy it. You know what I mean? Right. That's the easiest thing to do. And if no one's going to buy it, homeboy's going to have to adjust his price accordingly. You know, like the market will fix that.
Right. The Hoback thing.
Yeah. Right. And it's like, and at some point too, it's like, okay, so where's the threshold where it becomes acceptable? Like $30 cheaper, $40 cheaper? Like
it'll never be cheap enough for some people.
Right. So it's like, what are you going to do with that $40? Go to the grocery store and get like 3 things, you know, like,
right.
We're not talking about thousands of dollars. So it's like, and I'm not trying to make light of the dollar amount, but it's like either buy it or don't, you know?
Right. And that's the thing. Like when I did the unboxing of your knife, you know, the sharpshooter, I was like, yeah, could he have trimmed off $30 by not including all the dope ass shit in there? Maybe. I don't know the actual number, but I'm saying
it's way less. All that shit represents a shit ton of my time and not a tremendous amount of material cost. You know, like that's a huge passion project. Like I lose. Let's just say that kind of stuff is about the passion side and not the logical side. You know what I'm saying? Like, it costs more than a traditional cheap Chinese box.
My point is, if you're gonna pay $250, fucking, I'll pay $275 and get the cool shit. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, I don't know.
Exactly. And you know what? That packaging could have been a lot more, but to keep the price down for everybody, I bought all that stuff in bulk to drive down the unit price. Like you
got like 20,000 lids, right?
I got 12,000 lids. I bought like 12,000 lids. Like, I don't know. I bought everything in bulk to drive that unit price down. I bought all the leather slips in bulk. I bought everything.
And you have a company packaging everything for you?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know you. So are you personally inspecting the knives and then handing them off to them?
Yeah.
And they're not touching the knives other than rolling it up into a thing.
Exactly. That's exactly right. So the knives come in. I go pick them up.
Yeah. Walk us through that.
Yep. The knives come in these big boxes, each an individual little like manila envelopes, like the size of a knife, basically. Like a bubble on the inside manila envelope, mailing envelope. So I count them all first, make sure that the quantity is right per color. Then I sit down with the white cloth gloves. By the way, anybody, these things are awesome. If you don't want to get fingerprints all over stuff, like rubber gloves don't work good for inspection, but these things.
You
These are
got the
solid.
ones for like historical societies and shit.
Right, like white glove inspection, like in the military.
Yeah.
So then I go through every single one and I check for blade centering. I check for blade play. I check the walk and talk. I do a visual once over, make sure there's no gouges or my card is messed up, missing screws, like whatever. Yep, every single one. So then I pull it out of there. It's in like a little cellophane. I got to take it out of cellophane, inspect it. I was wiping down every single blade because like if there was anything on the blade, I was like, not good enough for me. So I've got like alcohol wipes and cloth.
Nice.
Fucking lunatic. And yep, I made sure every single
one.
How
long did this take?
Probably over 10 hours to do the batch.
300 knives. Now, did you have any knives that you had to pull?
Yeah, so here's what I learned. Of course, then you give the factory feedback.
Right, of course.
So they can improve this stuff, but like some of the blades were not clean enough to my expectation, like smudges, like little water spots or just whatever. Like they weren't perfectly clean. So out of each batch of 75 of the given color, maybe 10 or 12 of them I had to set aside to really clean the blades. And then I just got in the habit of cleaning every blade.
But you put those back in.
Yeah, because I was able to clean the blades. Like
did you have any you had to pull like for actual issues?
One knife had 2 scale screws missing out of it. Like they put the micarta on, but they didn't put the screws in on one side. So that one I caught.
Did you get extra hardware at all or no?
Yeah. I requested extra hardware, so that was smart,
Yeah. So did you just put the 2 screws in and you're good,
and
it was good to go?
Exactly. Yeah, they just forgot it.
So you actually, out of all 300, not a single one was like, "Fuck it, I gotta chuck."
Every single one got sold. Every single one is getting sold. There was one that I felt they tightened the pivot too tight,
but you adjusted it.
I adjusted it. I Loctited it. Yeah, I sold every single one past QC. The consistency across the batch.
That's fantastic, dude.
Fucking excellent. You know what I mean? And like I'm sitting there nitpicking the ever living shit out of these things. So
did you order extras in case or
no?
No. Do they make extra in case or anything? I guess because there are a lot of handwork on these that maybe
they're made to the order. They say like you can have they're allowed to have plus or minus 3.
Right.
So like they can overrun or underrun it by 3.
Did they?
They were at $299 out of 300.
That's what you got, $299.
$299. I kept one of each for me. And
that's interesting to think about because we were working out the numbers and trying to place. I emailed QSP today to get the final quote, and I added 15 of every version just for like in case warranty or whatever. Maybe that was too many. Like I was just thinking, maybe if anything, I mean, we can sell them if they're good, so it's not a big deal. But maybe that was overthinking it.
It's probably a little bit too many. Like, you see, but here's the thing. I'm holding back a box of 20. Now, I figure between now and the Blade Show, if there's any major issues, they're going to, like, come up, right? Like, if
that's what I think, too. You give it, like, a month, and then you can sell those pretty much. Yeah. Sell most,
Yeah, I kept a box of 20. We got a couple months to Blade Show. If, like, no one needs anything from me, then I'm going to take them to Blade Show and sell them. And, like, if someone has a problem in 3 months from now, 4 months from now, I'll do whatever it takes to satisfy them. I might not be able to replace the knife. I'll give you your money back. I'll trade you for one from the next run, like something, You
can always give them their money back, I guess, is the way to look at it.
Absolutely. It's like,
I need to adjust it a little bit. I don't know. I just was thinking, but then I'm like, fuck it. I can sell them too.
You'll sell them. Don't worry about it. You'll be able to sell them. Take them to a show.
That's what I was thinking. Well, we added 100 of a different handle material to have as like a show knife or I don't know, something just to, I don't know, have something different. Kevin been having serious talk time, huh? Sorry, guys. All right, let me see if there's any questions.
This is boring. Let us know if you're bored, guys. Let us know. Brandon asked, I saw he asked a question, when are they going to go up on my site? So I'm not going to have any for my site.
Sorry.
Basically they all went to the dealers. So if you check out my site, you'll see that it's marked only at the authorized dealers. I wanted to have some for my site, but at the same time, because that dealer interest was so strong, I didn't want to sort of turn that away. So for the first 6 model runs, I won't have any for my site. They'll all be at the dealers. And then starting months 7, 8, and 9, I'm going to stock up my website.
Which is cool. Like, so basically, this is because you already committed to 300 for the first 6, and you don't
Correct.
want to tack any on. 7,
No,
8,
because
9,
all
you're
the
going to tack.
materials have been, right. 7, 8, 9, I haven't ordered yet.
Are you going to order more, or are you going to pull some from the dealers?
No, I'm going to keep the dealers where they're at and then add to the order for my website.
So the total, I'm just thinking because like people can say, I have
Kevin.
one of 300, you know what I mean? It'll be one of whatever, that 350 or whatever. You know
right.
What I mean?
It all depends on how the dealers do in the first few months.
You know what would be cool, Ben?
What?
If you did Jack Wolf Knives website exclusive every time. 7, 8, 9 or whatever.
Yeah,
like a different handle material or something.
I could. I don't really want to.
Or do like a hand rub on those.
Yeah, I don't really want to compete unfairly with the dealers. Unfairly is not the right word, but you know what I mean?
So, I mean, it just drives traffic to your site too. If at that point you're like killing it and you could sell an extra 20 easy or whatever it is easy, I don't know. I just think it'd be kind of cool to have that. Then people can be like, I got my Jack Wolf exclusive, whatever, you know?
Right.
I'm the idea guy. I'm not the like, these are good idea guy. I'm just the idea guy.
No, ideas are, dude, it all has to start with an idea. That's for sure.
Ben, what time? Oh, we were talking about this. Sorry.
Yep.
So, BT.
There's an authorized dealer list on my website. So links to everybody's sites and all that.
You have to take a guess for that $40, Ben.
Would you?
He's busting your balls. I can get beer for the weekend.
Yeah, I don't want you guys to take me the wrong way. I guess what I'm saying is like,
no, I feel
would you rather have the knife and not that $40 than have the $40 and not the knife?
Here's the thing. If it turns out people aren't buying the knife and the feedback you're getting is it's too expensive, then he'll bring it down a little bit. That's what'll happen.
Right.
But like, I don't think that's going to happen. And I think the price is 100% reasonable. I would easily pay $300 for that. And some of them, the fat carbon, they are $300 and they're worth it.
I think what would, maybe I need to do a video for my website too, but it's like, and I only have this point of view having handled a bunch of slip joints, but like when you start looking at what you can get above that price point, like what custom slip joints look like if you guys ever get, let's say a $350, $400 custom slip joint, they aren't always the bee's knees.
I've had $350 custom knives, and no, trust me, once you get to that $800-900 range, that's when you're like, all right, this is nice.
Right. Exactly.
And even then, I'm more into like when it gets to that higher end price, I'm more into like the sort of machine. I don't know what I call it, like production custom type thing, because like these aren't custom because it uses CNC machines and all that shit. There's some handwork, obviously, like setting the detent and all that. But it's also a lot of production. So like this, the Holt haptics, things like that, in that price range, like the Brown FSD, $800. That's the kind of shit I'm looking for. And I think your slip joint is kind of in that realm a little bit. It's not you making it in the US in your shop or anything, but it's got that level of high quality production, but it also has the hand element to it where I think those things blended together to me is the best kind of knife you can get, because you get the hand touch, but you also get the precision where if you get a handmade knife, a lot of times there's going to be like, you're never going to get a perfect one. I've had not many, but I've had a few just handmade customs, and they're never perfect. You always got to do some shit to like maybe get them perfect. And this is like a great blend of that kind of thing, I think.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And that's what I wanted. And that's why they're expensive to make, because it's really like a mid-tech, depending on how you want to define that. Like these aren't just machine-made parts screwed together. This is far from that. This is the dude at the grinder, grinding all the parts, perfectly flush and flat. Parts
for
are
that
outnumbered because they're
single
faded.
knife, not
That
like
single
he's
knife,
not grinding 20,000 blades. Like he's
no,
grinding, he's finishing one knife off to make sure everything matches right.
right. And then after they do that, they have to take them all apart because now they have to be blasted.
Right.
It's like you can't grind titanium and then all of a sudden it's magically blasted. So there's like a whole put it together, take it apart, put it together, take it apart process in these. And
That's got to be
that's
a
not
pain because
typical.
putting them together sucks.
Putting them together sucks. Taking them apart, putting them back together sucks. Then they got to number everything. And then you got to think, well, how many of these like sets are there now sitting around this place? Like we got to organize this and have a system in place. And there's people involved in doing that. So it's like, this shit is just not cheap to do. What's cheap to do is set up a machine and crank out parts. That's
whether you believe it or not. These knives that we're talking about are expensive to make, and that's why they cost what they cost. It's not because we're trying to make an ass load of money off you. Like we want to have a sustainable business. We're not trying to sell you one thing to get rich and run away. You know what I mean? Like that's gonna come back and bite your ass if you do that. Like exactly. So that's not what's happening. And I think that's a good way to just kind of leave that part of it. Yeah, Eugene, I'll be checking everyone. Don't you worry. Me and Colin will. Colin's a stickler too. So we might even come up with a system where we both check them. We'll see. But yeah, don't worry. And you'll get extra hardware so you can always take care of minor things that you come across once you have the knife.
Dude, when you get those knives in and like you set up to start checking them and like you get through like 5 and you're like looking at the pile and it's like, oh my gosh, like this is going to take forever. Yeah. And you have to get into a zone. It's hard,
I mean, dude, our plan right now, the order we asked for has 610 knives in it.
You're going to need 2 dudes for that.
Is fucking crazy. There are 2 of us, luckily. Yeah. But we only need to check, 450 are for pre-order. As long as Urban EDC sells all those over however long. That'll be how we'll obviously prioritize those 450 and then have the other ones we can check before shows or whatever. So yeah, it should be fun though. At least I would say 2 or 3 of each color. Yeah, so maybe 15 was overkill. I was under the impression these are pre-orders tomorrow. Are they actually in stock? Yes, Sean. No. These are in stock. Like Ben has bankroll. I told you. He had the money to do it up front, and he's got 6 months in the works already, dude. So this is the first one. The next batch is already on the way to him. So, before you would even get my knife, you could probably have four of these Jack Wolfs in your collection, which is pretty cool. If I could have done that, we would have done
guys. That. Yeah, but it's just that was how I planned it. I understand there's more than one ways to skin the cat, but that's how I planned it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the way you should do it if you can afford to do it. You know what I mean? Congrats on the pre-order, Ben. Congrats on finally getting Knives Out, brother. Thanks, D, man.
Thank you, dude.
Casey, hey Ben, when you do the canine or the humpback, I'm going to need blue micarta.
Blue micarta,
like denim, I guess.
Blue jean micarta, yeah.
Yeah, it is pretty cool, but I don't know if that would look good on like a traditional. I don't know.
It'll look all right. So I've seen denim micarta, which is usually just like blue. There's like 2 colorways in there. It's like blue and black, which I don't like as much as when it's like blue and white.
I don't like when it's like a tealy blue. You know what I mean?
It's weird. I'm touchy about denim micarta. I mean, I've seen some I just don't like. Now, there's stuff Great Eastern Cutlery has used in the past, and it looked really good. Like if you look at some of the Northwood stuff they've done. So I'd have to find the right stuff.
Yeah. Lewis agrees with me on the idea of doing an exclusive on your website. What's up, Sid? Chris Webb, sure have exclusive knives just like Spyderco. It works for them. What's up, Christine? How you doing?
Hey there.
Brandon, he says, well, I'm trying to figure out the earliest time they're dropping because I'll be at work. So I'm taking the time to stop work and spend my damn money. Oh, okay. So you're getting one. I was going to have Zach send you mine next. So if you get one, let me know and I'll, tell him to hold off. But
Brandon, so the drop time is 11 Pacific, 2 Eastern. So you can pretty much pinpoint that. So you're not having to like hit refresh all day or whatever.
Yeah, unless you want to time it and go to Arizona Custom Knives, isn't it 3:30 there?
3:30, yeah. On my website, they're at 3:30, and then Urban EDC, they do a different day of the week. They'll be like the following Wednesday.
They do Wednesday. They just did theirs yesterday.
Yep. So they'll be the following Wednesday. But here's what I've learned from my own collecting habit: is work that dealer list. Work that dealer list. Call these guys in advance, like especially the smaller ones.
Hey, hold me one, bro.
Set one aside for you. They won't sell it to you early and ship it to you early, but they might set one aside for you and send you an invoice when they go live.
I got one already.
Right. That's how knives get. That's how the enthusiasts swoop them up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the other idea that I've been telling people is go to jackwolfknives.com and then at 2:00 work your way down that list. Just click, check for the one you want. They don't have it, go to the next one. Check for the one you want. They don't have it, go to the next dealer. Just keep clicking down, opening tabs until you see the one you want. You should get one. If you do that at 2:00, now he's saying he'll be at work. So yeah, I would contact if you know anybody at a dealer, I would contact them and be like, hey, could you just hold one for me?
Even if you don't know them, like I got a couple small dealers on there, smaller guys like White Mount, Blade Capone, those guys, Austin. I'm not saying they'll do it for you. I'm not even Justin Job. Like, I'm not saying they'll do it for you, but shit, you never know unless you ask.
OCD, yeah.
Yeah, OCD for EDC. So, I know you're not going to be able to call someone at Blade HQ and the customer service who answers the phone like, yo, I need you to, could you do this for me? But these smaller guys, man, they want to get them sold. What's the next Jack Wolf model? Well, part of the plan is to keep you in suspense.
K9. I'm calling it. It's the K9, Jack. I've been sticking to that.
Now, what I can say is I'll give you about a 3-week heads up. So, like, before the drops, money. Yeah, I'll give you time to decide if you want it or not and stick some shekels aside.
AKA, he's going to build the hype for 3 weeks, so you spend
your money. That's right.
What am I going to say? By the time you get done, you won't want to flick another knife for a while. Oh, he's talking about going through all the knives. Probably, dude.
Your fingers will hurt, man. My from like walking, talking all the slip joints, I was like, why does my thumb hurt? I'm like, oh my gosh. That's lame.
That's crazy. What do you say? Ben, so how long till you do a run of your next design? It's next month.
So, right, Brandon, the plan is that I'm going to do monthly releases. So, around the middle of the month is when I'll
Why don't you just pick it? Right, because I've been saying Jack Wolf Friday. You should do Jack Wolf Friday every month.
Yeah, it's right. It's like, do you do it the 15th? Well, if you do it the 15th, that could end up on a Sunday or a Monday.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So just do the Friday that makes the most sense. Like, what's today? The second Friday? Is it the
It'll
third?
Be like the Friday. It'll be like the Friday around the 15th of the month is what it'll be. So
yeah,
mid-month.
I can't pull up a calendar, but I don't know what it would be. Troy, what up, dude? Northwoods Leatherwork. This is the guy I was telling you about. He made my I sent you a picture. He made my bear slip, and I was saying
I dig it.
He's gonna make me some Jack Wolf ones. He said he's gonna get one on Friday. I think he was gonna order from Blade Capone, or I forget who he said. And he's gonna get it. Oh, I think he said DLT's like 20 minutes from him or something. I forget. And so he should have it like Friday, and he's gonna whip these up over the weekend. But I should have him send you one so you can check it out. Would you be interested if he made a slip?
Of course. I mean, without a doubt, it looks excellent.
Cool. Yeah, his work is sick, and he does these 7 cross stitch things because it's like a lucky number. I think.
Cool. I saw that. It's like the first thing that stood out at me, and I like
it's
how
unique.
That's kind of like a trademark for you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm down to check it out. Yeah, dude. Well, I'll have two, but I'm not gonna do what I did with the goddamn Nimbles or whatever. I get like two or three of something, and I have them all going around on loan, and I don't have one like for myself to just fucking carry when I want. So I'm gonna have one that I keep here all the time. So maybe I gotta buy another one and get three. I don't know. I'm gonna be all Jack Wolfed up, man. I'm gonna get my own. If you don't do it, I'm gonna get my own case just for Jack Wolf knives. That bit's gonna be filled to the brim.
Dude, if there's enough people who are, building a collection, we'll do something cool for that. Like whether it's can storage or Pelican or whatever. Like
Right.
I really like that idea. We won't be able to make a ton of them, but like, or maybe it's something we do a pre-order for, so we know exactly how many to get.
Yeah, because I think you could see how it goes, and then, dude, what you got to do obviously is once you get this thing rolling, is start like a Facebook group or something, and then you can. That's where you can roll that kind of shit out.
Right. Yep.
Venom Jack is sick. Yeah, let's go check them all out. Actually, let's take votes on what's your favorite, guys.
What's super cool for me has been that there isn't one that stands out to everybody.
Right.
There's like everybody kind of has their own one they like. And I got to credit that to the fact that these are traditional knives that have been around for hundreds of years,
This is the one dropping tomorrow. Goddamn, it's tomorrow, bro.
Dude, I can't.
You getting amped?
Oh yeah, I mean my nerves have been just absolutely annihilated.
I know how you feel, dude. I know exactly how you. I was there literally a week ago. That's funny. So this one's interesting, dude. I've never. Is this actually comfortable? Because
yes. And let's talk about this one for a minute.
Yeah.
So this vampire, called a vampire because the handle shape is a coffin.
Right. Of course.
This is the one that, like, when I started, I really wanted to draw and design because it was never been done the way I kind of wanted to see it, with like more exaggerated center swells and like that almost dagger blade.
Right.
So this is the first one I ever drew. And so, like, truthfully, it's not my best design work in that it's my most inexperienced design work.
Right. I feel you.
But I was able to capture what I wanted. Now, super concerned before the prototype came that it would not be comfortable and that people would think it's uncomfortable.
Right.
But
yeah.
Right. Because your first impression is like, oh, that's going to hurt my hand.
But I said that about the sharpshooter, having never handled a gun stock. And that thing is so comfortable because of that extra space back there for those fingers. It's interesting.
Right. When you pick this thing up, every time we go to the knife shows, like this knife has been in 1,000 sets of hands at least by now.
Right.
And I've not had a single person be like, this is uncomfortable. What everybody says is, whoa, this is way more comfortable than I ever thought it would be. And I'm like, okay, sweet. Because like what happens is your hand just kind of, your thumb and fingers kind of find the right place, and those swells just sit in between your middle and your ring finger. And it's just like right in there. Now, I have a new prototype that I designed for that has like really minor tweaks. And if I could like control the mouse, I could kind of point it out, but I'll do my best to explain it.
Yeah.
So if you click on, let me see, can you just blow that picture up?
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you see how from the center swell, the arc kind of stops short of the corner of the bolster, and then the spring flattens out right there, there. So what I did was I brought that arc out to the corner of the bolster. And what that did was it softened the arc a little bit. No, I extended the length of the arc and I softened the arc a little bit. And then on the bottom of the handle, I widened the bottom of the handle. So that kind of coffin shape at the bottom, I widened it by like 1 millimeter on each side at the bottom bolster. And so
down here.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So like I widened that by 2 millimeters, which is super subtle, but it's there. And then that also sort of made the arc a little more gentle. So by tweaking those arcs, it kind of softened the point where the two arcs meet. And like,
Gotcha.
so the aesthetic is still there, but it's just a little more subtle and a little bit more flared at the bottom. And it's like, guys, I got to tell you, when you're drawing these knives, like 1 millimeter, or people don't think in millimeters, although I do all the drawings in the metric system. But a millimeter is not a lot. But you can move things around by a millimeter or two and completely change the way something looks and feels.
Right.
And so I agonize over that stuff.
Awesome. Hey, Joe's in the house too. What up, Joe? Joe has like actual Jack Wolf clip slips, right?
Yeah, that's right.
They're licensed, so to speak.
Yeah, that's a kind of a collaborative effort. Well,
not like this, but he did this, obviously.
Yeah, collaborative in as much as like, Justin and I kind of came up with the idea. Justin worked with Lancelot to design it. Of course, Lancelot built it. Justin made some stamps with his 3D printer for the embossing.
Dope.
And yeah, they're pretty cool. And I like what Justin OCD for EDC has been doing. He's been like trying to think outside the box and kind of offer, like, he's embracing competing with the other dealers, but like not on price, because the price is locked regardless of where you buy it. So Justin's been thinking outside the box. So
he said something about throwing in something with all your Jack Wolves. I saw a post today.
Yeah, he made a post. So he posted it, I'm pretty sure. I don't think I'm giving away a surprise. They got slap bracelets.
On Instagram? Mm-hmm. I don't think he said that, dude.
Well, no, there's a post because I shared it.
Oh, if there's a post in there. Oh, there it is. Okay, it was after. Because today he said we'll be including a special gift. That must have been yesterday. And then he must put, I missed this one. That's awesome. That's hilarious.
Isn't that cool? Because we were like sort of brainstorming.
So he had these made himself?
Yeah. Him and Molly found a source. So we were kind of kicking around like the nostalgic stuff, talking about Pogs.
Right.
And it was like, the guys that collected Pogs are probably like 5 to 10 years younger than me. But when I was in elementary school, those slap bracelets came out and we were talking about that. And I remember like they got banned from my elementary school because we were like slapping the shit out of each other with those things, like just whacking each other on the wrist, drawing blood, and everybody was goofing around with them. And so they got banned. But anyway, we were saying like, wouldn't that be a cool idea to have a branded slap bracelet? And they started digging around and they were able to source them.
That's awesome. Redbeard says, I'm not even a slip joint guy, but the collector appeal of the knife packaging is off the charts. Great job. I can see a lot of people exclusively collecting Jack Wolfs and buying each release.
I would be, that would just be the most like gratifying and humbling thing ever, because I really wanted to design the project so that someone may be so motivated to do that. Not because like, oh, I just want you to spend all your money, but it's like, am I making this interesting enough so that you would be motivated to do that? That's where my head was at. I want it to be fun and interesting. Yeah, I did have the Vampire Jack at Blade West. It's been at Blade Show, Blade West, Blade Texas, and the Gathering in Las Vegas. So that model's been absolutely groped.
So it wasn't was it at Blade Show last year or no?
Yeah, it was there.
So I might have handled it. I probably wasn't drawn to that one just because of the handle. Maybe I should have handled it.
I had 7 models out on the table. It's kind of a lot to take in and really remember which one. And, that's why I give out the cards. So if someone really is attracted to one, they can grab that card and remember it. But most people just collect all the cards.
Right. And I was going to, what I told you the other day was, you fucking turned me into a slip joint guy, basically. I was not interested in slip joints in the least at all. And I was at Blade Show last year, and we were at Ben's table, which you talk to anybody, like that's the table they remember from last year's Blade Show is Ben's table. And we're sitting there fondling all the slip joints, and I wanted to buy one. I was like, dude, how do I – because I figured they were for sale. Like I said, I'm not a slip joint guy. I just like open – I'm like, fuck it. I want one of these. And he's like, can't get one. I was like, God damn it.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how it started. And like, I've been following him ever since. And after that, he like He sent us some like swag packs with the cool artwork and shit, and the microfibers that I still use. Um, and like now I've bought slip joints in the meantime, waiting for these.
Dude, slip joints are cool. Like that's just a thing because at deep down we're knife guys, right? And
Yeah.
what I recognize is that there's like a bridge between the modern knife and the slip joint. And for a lot of the modern knife guys, the real traditional slip joints is a bridge too far. You know, it's like, those are cool or whatever, but like just does not fit my style,
That's me,
right?
dude.
And that's why I think the slip joints have always been such a niche where it's like
Right.
it doesn't get the respect it deserves. And people don't even tap into like the heritage or the patterns or the collectability of it because it's like I'm already kind of turned off by it because it's kind of ugly and the steel sucks.
Would you give Pena some credit there to how he kind of
Absolutely
pushed that with his X series and
even before that, which most people probably don't realize, is because the dude just like will never toot his own horn. He doesn't make a lot of anything custom, but he did back in
oh, sorry.
probably like no, I'm just trying to think. It was probably back in, let's just call it like 2015, 2017.
Yeah.
He started doing some titanium slip joints, customs.
Very unheard of, yeah.
Totally. And like that's the kind of dude he is. Like he is a groundbreaker. And so like that's when I saw the potential for that kind of item, you know? And I was like, whoa, like that's it. That's the crossover opportunity right there. Now he didn't mill out an area and put micarta in. Like they were just titanium slab, or he jigged the titanium, like the jig bone. Like those are so nice.
Like I have the tactile one that's just titanium.
Right, but like at an absolute different level, you know, because they're handmade by him.
Did they have like bolster and shit too?
Yeah, sometimes he'd just make them straight smooth. Sometimes he'd put a bolster line. I have like 5 or 6 of them, dude. Next time we do one of this, no, not that many. 1, 2, 3 or 4, I guess. I forget. I haven't pulled those out in a while.
Really?
But I'll show you those.
Yeah, for sure.
So clearly, like a huge inspiration for me there. And then when he started doing the modern traditionals, like the front flippers, that's like he and I were talking a lot back then, and I was kind of helping him like think through how to go about running that part of his business. So like we would talk entrepreneur stuff a lot, you know? And so I was
you had that background, he had the knife maker background. Gotcha.
Exactly. And we just like to talk because he's a good conversationalist. He's curious about the entrepreneurial stuff. He's kind of got that spirit.
Right.
And then when I started bringing those knives out, you know, I was thinking like always to myself, like, that's the concept right there. But like, it needs to be in a slip joint. So when I dreamed up the project, I actually went to him first, like, dude, let's be partners on this. And like, let's do slip joints. And he was just like, I got so much going on, man. Like, I don't have time to commit to that, but if that's what you want to do, like, just go for it. I'm like, you're cool with that? Because it's going to have your similar design language and everything. He's like, there's more than enough room, dude. Have at it. So I was like, all right, cool. So then when I sat down to design it, I wanted to I laid out all my customs, not all my GCs, there's a lot of them, but I picked out like certain examples, and then I laid out all my customs, and I'm like, okay, what separates these customs from a GEC? Well, a lot of times, like, it's the sizes, like the bolsters are wider, you know, like GECs, they stamp all the parts. So I think there's some limitations to how big they can make stuff. So I was like, how thick are these things? What are the dimensions of the bolsters? Like, how are they cutting in the flutes? What kind of blade stock are they using? What kind of grinds are they using? How big are their nail nicks? Like, super insane, dude, with like my calipers measuring everything. Right. And I'm like, what do I like about the Ryu Kawamura? Like, I like his 1 millimeter flutes. You know, what do I like about this Enrique? Like, I love his blade profiles, his nail nicks, and his grinds. Right. Like, what do I like about this Brett Dowell? Oh, I really love the shape of this sway back. So I'm just like, got all this master work in front of me, you know, and I'm just like standing on the shoulders of the giants, you know, and eventually just started to like pick out the things I liked out of each of these and making it my own. And I think it came out pretty cool.
That's exactly the same way I do design. Is like you get inspired by other shit, obviously, and then you have to add your own flavor to it. All right, so let's go back to this. How do I pull that back up? Do this. There we go. That was the vampire jack. So this one is the low drag.
Low drag. We could talk about this one too. So
right.
yeah, pull up any one of those and pull up a big picture. So this pattern right here is referred to as like a teardrop or a bullet end.
Makes sense because of this back here and this in the front.
Right. Well, not even the blade. Like just when people refer to patterns, typically it's just the handle shape.
Okay. All right. See, I'm learning here. All right.
Because now this is a really popular, there's a Great Eastern cutlery pattern, the number 85 that they do that's super popular. It's like one of their most popular patterns. And this was an interesting one for me to get this prototype. Like I got feedback from people like the point at the bottom. I had a couple people say that it was too pointy in their palm. Yes. And I had to agree. So like I redesigned that one at the bottom there, and I put a chamfer at the bottom, kind of similar to how the chamfer is on the sharpshooter. So like I haven't even seen that get remade yet. So I'm super curious to see how it came out with the designer vision. It's still going to have like the bullet end, but I tweaked it.
Are we getting some tidbits here on ones that are not in the first batch? This one and the vampire. All right. Hey man.
You know, like you're a smart fella, perhaps. So
just saying. Oh, did you have more you wanted to say about that one?
Sorry. No, that's pretty much it. And then the sharpening choil on this one was basically non-existent, so I tried to adjust that.
Okay. This is still the original prototype, right?
Yeah, I mean everything on there is a Riot knife except the sharpshooter.
I was gonna try to see if I could pull those two and be like, all right, now I know what's coming because these are the new prototypes. Damn it!
If you figure shit out, don't be telling everyone.
Well, you're doing it live, and I'm figuring it out.
I might have made a mistake here.
Yeah, you shouldn't have come on, dude. No, I'll stop doing that. All right. This one is the K. This is the one I said was coming. So this, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's the same blade.
Right. So it's there's both spear point blades. There's more belly in the low drag, but that's because the handle shape accommodates it.
Later, Ionin. Have a good night, dude. Thanks for coming by. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm just saying they're both spear points. I put as much belly in them as I could, but the handle shape on the low drag really allows the thing to look more like a spoon, you know?
Right.
And like these are really hard to design, guys, because that thing has to fit inside the handle. You have to have enough space in between the cutting edge and the spring so that it doesn't strike. There's no stop pin in these things, so I have to design them correctly.
I want to talk about that too at some point.
But the tip can't protrude from the bottom. I have to have enough blade sticking out so you can pinch it open because everybody wants to pinch them open, including me. And so like you end up with all these constraints where you're trying to design something that looks good and works, and it's like it can be really,
the worst,
really
dude.
difficult.
It is trying to like what you envision the knife as, and then you have to make these stupid adjustments to make it work. And you're like, yeah, I love it. It's crazy.
Yep.
All right, so that's the K9, guys.
Yep, so that's a dog leg. That's why it's called the
K. This one I like, dude. I love warnies, man. I love a low tip. That's me.
I think the modern knife people have really come out strong for this one, which I'm stoked about. So that's more, that handle style is kind of like a trapper.
Ooh, maybe this is number 2. Maybe this is number 2.
Curves in. I wanted a nice, something that just had a really tall, straight edge.
Dude, that
would be like super utility. That thing is going to be stupid. Dude, that thing is going to be just a material destroyer.
That thing's going to be fucking up shipping labels for me.
For sure.
All right. That's the Venom Jack. And we got, these are so Not this one, but we'll get to them in a second. The ones that I fell in love with at Blade Show, but let's pull up a different handle material. This is the black canvas micarta. So the difference between this and the Venom is the sway back.
The sway back and the size too. Like this one, I think is about 3.55 inches closed, where the Venom is at least 3 3/4, maybe even getting closer to 4. So, and like on a slip joint, you know, a 1/2 inch in the size of the handle is like significant, you know? So pretty much everything I do is in between 3.5 and 4 inches closed. So this one's a little bit smaller. It's got the sway back handle. The arc along the top of the blade where the swedge is different shape on the Venom. Like this one's more sleek.
Right. All right. Tyberski's going with Venom for number 2. I got to stick with K9 because I said it already, but I'm starting to feel Venom too after his statements. Everything you say is getting picked apart here.
I know. You guys are going to trick me.
So here is that was my goal tonight, get you on and trick your ass. I'm just kidding. The little bro is the one that I had in my hand when I said, all right, I'll buy it. And he said no and crushed my freaking dreams. So this is the little bro Jack, and it's obviously a clip point. Would you call it a Lanny's clip? I don't know what that is exactly. No. What does Lanny's clip mean?
So, all right. So I'll answer your first question. No, it's not a Lanny's clip. Now go to the Benny's clip, right click it, and like open it in a new window. This is my interpretation of the Lanny's clip.
All right, hold on. You wanted me to...
You want to look at Little Bro and Benny's clip. You know, we want to just jump between the two of those.
Got it. All right.
So pull up one of those and go to the... Yeah, that's fine. So,
all right. There's the Little Bro.
So this is hollow ground all the way to the top, right?
Okay.
And the handle shape on this one is called... So this is called a boy's knife. Another...
Is it small or...
Right, a boy's knife. This is like one of the most old school slip joints you can get. It's called a boy's knife. The handle shape is a sleeve board. So like that handle shape is called a sleeve board because it looks like what you'd iron your sleeve on, right?
Oh, okay.
And a boy's knife is 3.5 inches closed, sleeve board shape. So that's called a boy's knife.
Gotcha.
That's why I call it the little bro.
Gotcha. Okay.
They can do boy's knives with a clip point, a spear point, like whatever kind of blade you want to put in there, it's still a boy's knife.
Right. I can't, it's something I can't wrap my head around is that it's always about the handle, not the blade.
Most of the time.
Because I'm a blade guy, you know?
I know. It's confusing. It's like trying to memorize cartridges for guns. Like, sometimes you just got to know it. Like, oh, this is a 38 special. It's like, but the bullet diameter is 3.55. So
all right. So here's the Benny's clip.
Right.
And I obviously see the difference. The handle is completely different.
I don't see it on my screen yet.
Oh, shit. I have to. Fuck, I hate that shit. All right. I'm going to have to do it this way. It's stupid.
That's cool.
I didn't think of that. There we go.
All right. Now, here we go. So, the Benny's clip. This is my version of a Lanny's clip.
Right.
Now, a Lanny's clip is one of these patterns where it has to encompass the blade and the handle shape to be a Lanny's clip. Now, let's talk about where it comes from. So, Tony Bowes was a slip joint maker in Indiana. Okay. They call him what do they call him? The old dog, or like the godfather of slip joints. This dude was making custom slip joints out of his shop in Indiana and like revised a bunch of the old patterns and created a bunch of new patterns. And is like, as a collector, he is the cream of the crop. He died a couple years ago. He's old. His slip joints now are probably $3,000 and up, you know?
Yeah, I've heard of him, I think, yeah.
His son, Reese, still makes slip joints. Okay, so I tell you about Tony because Tony created the Lanny's clip. He had a friend named Lanny. Lanny wanted a knife, and so he kind of designed it for Lanny. What makes the Lanny's clip a Lanny's clip is that handle shape, that grind. So it's a saber grind.
Right. Got it. It's not a full. Got it.
It's not a full hollow. It's a saber grind. So hollow from the saber down. and there'll be a top swedge. Now, different makers will put their interpretation on the Lanny's clip, like they'll change the angle of the swedge, like the radius of the swedge. They'll make the blades taller, but like, and some of them, the handles are like a Tony Bowes Lanny's clip, I think is like 4 1/4 inches closed. It's like a bigger, but I don't like knives that big. So I do mine at 4 inches, but like, so you can play with the dimensions a little bit, but like if you make that a spear point, it's not a Lanny's clip. If you change the handle shape dramatically, it's not a Lanny's clip. If you put a full grind on that and not a saber, it's not a Lanny's clip.
Gotcha. Okay, that's very educational. And then the big bro is what is the handle?
The big bro is the little bro scaled up to be 4 inches closed. So like if anybody in here is a Great Eastern Cutlery collector, this is going to be comparative to like their 86 pattern, whereas the little bro is more like a number 15. So it's just like the bigger version of the little bro. Titty oot.
So it's not like a man's knife or whatever.
It's just like some people look at a 3.5 inch closed knife and they say it's too small for me. Like I want to get
But you said the little bro is called a boy's knife, right?
Correct.
So this one isn't an actual thing that has like a name, like
this one would just be called like a sleeve board or a jackknife.
Okay.
It doesn't have like it's probably the most basic, oldest knife in the catalog.
Right.
As far as
basic bitch, bro. Jack.
Yeah. You could turn that into you hear the word Barlow. What makes a Barlow? A Barlow would typically be like the size of this knife or the size of the little bro, same handle shape, bigger top bolster.
Right. Huh.
But really, Barlow is like if you see a Barlow, typically it just means the top bolster is bigger
than the bottom one.
Like it'll be twice as big, perhaps.
Huh. I didn't know that. Okay.
And I don't have any Barlows design here yet. That'll come.
Yeah, I'm a Barlow guy for sure. This is the humpback jack, which is sort of like a vampire jack, but with just one hump. Is that?
No, I would say this one is probably closest to the canine because it's got the spear.
Yeah,
but
or
the handle shape.
Yeah, you're right. Okay.
The handle shape on this one is a historic pattern called a Eureka jack. So you've got like this swell in the back, and that's sort of
this sort of like a swayback sort of thing going on there.
Right. There's like a hump in the middle of the spine.
You mean this thing?
Correct.
Oh, I'm talking about the hand. It looks a little swaybacky, doesn't it?
It kind of, it does curve out to the back, but
so it's just the nature of the hump, basically.
It's the nature of the hump, like that handle shape, which is highly ergonomic, by the way. But if you see that kind of hump in the spine about midway up the handle,
it's a humpback.
It's a Eureka.
It's a Eureka named jack. It a humpback jack.
I named it a humpback because it's got a hump in the middle of the back, and so
it had to line up with a jack. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, humpback jack kind of rhyme.
I like it, dude. I like the names a lot. They're cool.
I had fun with the names for sure.
And the Eureka jack is not to be confused, guys, with the urethra jack. All right.
Yeah, you don't want that urethra jack.
Yeah, you don't want that one. Last one, the Javelina jack.
Right. So it's a javelina jack.
Oh shit, my bad.
But you don't live in a bunch of a Spanish-speaking place, so
no, I don't.
Pass on that. So, and in fact, it's a javelina jack. So the javelina jack.
You can javelina my ball.
Yeah. So the javelina jack is named after. So okay, that shape right there is called a sow belly. The historic name of that knife is called a sow belly because from the side profile, it looks like a pig, like a pig's body.
Okay.
Right? Like a sow. So
is there a picture like that somewhere? This?
It's kind of like the one when's closed, but just imagine it flipped upside down, would be more like a sow.
Okay.
So that's a really cool pattern that Great Eastern Cutlery, like they're releasing it right now. And for all their years in existence, they never did one.
Wow.
So it's been like sorely missing from production knives. And so I had to do one. That knife was the biggest pain in the balls to create, by the way.
Are you kind of pissed that they did that, right?
No. I mean, there's a 2-blade.
Okay.
So I was kind
I
of
don't like
pleased to
2
see that.
blades because of the ergonomics. I just don't think it makes sense. But
It's a tougher sell. So because that's a sow belly, a sow is a pig. What a javelina is a desert pig that lives out here in the Sonoran Desert. So
okay,
I just
javelina
named it
check.
after our local trash rummaging pig.
I get it. That's cool, dude. So here is the list of authorized dealers, guys. If you want to try to find any of these knives tomorrow, he even put the times on. I mean, come on, guys, Jesus. And then if it doesn't have that, it means it should drop around 2 p.m. Eastern tomorrow.
Yeah, scroll to the very top of the website. I got an announcement up at the top right there.
Right here. Boom. Right there, guys.
I know people are still going to get confused and get mad they couldn't buy them on my site, but I'm trying to do everything I can to let people know.
I know. And then you have European dealers here, guys. If anybody, I mean, technically, if you miss one, you could maybe try to snag one from Europe. There's always that option. Just pay for shipping.
Right.
So, guys, you got a lot of ways of getting one tomorrow. Hopefully, you guys blow out Ben's expectations. But yeah. So what I wanted to ask you, since we went through all those, is I have, other than your knife, obviously, I have 2 slip joints. I had the tactile bear here, which I could just demonstrated to you. One issue with it is I love that it's thin, but because of the blade finish and everything, sometimes it's hard to like keep my grip and it kind of slips off.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the way you did yours with that full hollow, you can't miss. Like it's just even with this feels almost like it has a stronger spring than yours. It doesn't. It's just that it's harder to grab. Where yours, you could just, I mean, it's so easy, even as a lefty, where it's made for you to kind of catch right here as a righty. But even as a lefty with yours, I had no issue grabbing it. But anyway, I have the Bear from Tactile Knife Co. And then I have the Serge Panchenko Leaf.
Dude, I want to check out some of those Serge knives. I just love that dude's style.
I don't, but I had to get this because I saw it was really thin. And what I wanted at the time, because I was actually designing a slip joint, was to try to do it thin. And I saw this was like 0.27 thin, and I bought it, and I didn't realize it was absolutely just a miniature ass knife. I can send it to you sometime if you want to check it out. It has really good walk and talk, which is interesting because I just didn't expect that. So
just
this one
for you.
Yeah, so this one has like maybe, I don't know, like a 5 pull for me anyway. I'm not an expert, right? But it has good walk and talk when it comes out. It really gives a good snap. It has a good spring to it. Now, it does have a stop pin in there, which is something I wanted to ask about. I don't know of any modern traditionals. Do like Lion Steel, do they use stop pins or do they use a kick?
All the moderns are using stop pins.
Yeah.
It's something. So let's talk about the stop pin. So pros and cons. The most obvious pro to the stop pin is that it stops the blade dead in its tracks and you'll never wrap the blade into the spring.
Right. Where you can wear the kick down, right?
Well, or like think about it like this. Don't think about wearing the kick down. That would never happen. The kick is on the blade is hard. But when you close my knife, so grab, you don't have it. Here, let me show you something. So here's a sharpshooter, right? Now, what I can do here is I can actually see that?
Yeah.
That's overextending. Let me turn it this way.
Is it pushing the spring up?
Absolutely.
Okay.
It's kind of hard to see, but there it
goes. But is it hitting into the bottom and like?
Well, okay, so it can if you do it. You can see there's a spring in there, right? There's a spring. Yeah. So the way this is designed is that when you close it, it closes.
Show people the kick who don't know. Some people won't know.
All right. All right. So let me get something to point with.
Do some basic bitch stuff here.
Let's do that. So this right here is the kick. Right here. So when you close this knife, this part right here rests on the inside of the spring in there. You can see there's like a relief in the spring, and then there's like a flat area, and you can even see the mark where the kick is resting. Okay, so what happens is you close it, the kick stops against the spring. Now, at a microscopic level, this thing is probably over traveling a tiny bit when you close it, but the spring is going to keep it from striking. One thing I've seen people do, especially who don't use slip joints a lot, is they shove it closed. And they don't let the spring do the work. Like, let the spring do the work. Don't slam it closed. Because if you slam it closed, you're just going to over travel the blade and strike the inside of the spring. Does that make sense?
Yeah, like I usually, because I like the feel of letting the spring kind of do the work. I like that. Like, that's the kind of fidget I get out of this is, you know.
You take the knife to right to the point where it's going to jump, you know?
Right.
But some guys, like, they want to double open them, double close them. It's like, slow your roll. Slow your roll. Like,
didn't I do that with one of yours when I had one of yours in? I was like ripping it open.
Remember?
Yeah, I'm learning, man. I'm learning here.
Man, it's a newbie mistake. I get it. So what the stop pin does is it will stop it dead in its tracks. And then even if you squeeze on it, you can't over travel the knife because the stop pin is there and the thing is just resting on it, right?
Yeah. He's pissed he didn't get one of my prototypes fast enough. You weren't last, dude. You were third on the fucking Midwest list. What do you think anyway, dude? You like it? All right. Sorry. Go ahead.
The other thing the stop pin lets you do, and to me it's like one of the ways it's kind of cheating, is that now because you don't have to worry about the over traveling blade, you can shove as much blade into that blade well as possible, and you can get that cutting edge like right next to the spring.
Right.
Where I have to leave an adequate gap in between the spring and the cutting edge to allow for that over travel.
Right.
And so to me, it's like,
do you still have the sharpshooter there? You can show that the gap you're talking about.
Well, you can't see it unless.
Well, if you open it up,
knife apart.
Well, open it up, just so you can see.
Right. What I mean is inside this blade well, right there. When this thing is closed, there's a space in between. I got to do it like this. Like if this is where the blade is. And the spring is right next to it. There's got to be a space in there so that when this thing over travels, it doesn't hit.
Oh, you mean this way?
Between the spring.
I was thinking like blade lengthwise. You're talking about
tall.
Right.
This way.
Right.
This way.
Gotcha.
I could draw it, but I think you're following me now.
Yeah. No, I get it now.
So what I'm saying is, if someone puts a stop pin in one of these things,
because you can't,
and you cannot over travel it. So now you can close that gap that I need inside mine, because you don't have to have the margin of error space that I do. And so to me, it's like a little bit of cheating. It's like, am I into modern knives? I definitely own some. I'm not as enthusiastic about them in general, but I just love knives. You know, to answer that question.
He does have some Chris Reeves. He loaned me his Umdums on his Lefty. He's a lefty, by the way.
Right, exactly. So that's one of the reasons I never really got super into modern knives, because there's not a lot to choose from.
That's true. That's true.
So yeah, so I'm sorry, I'm kind of rambling here.
No, you're explaining. So
the other thing is, like, it kind of lets you cheat on the tang geometry a little bit. Like, you don't have to be as precise about everything because you've got this like this cheater bar in there, you know?
Right. Yeah, you can see on this where, well, maybe you won't be able to see, but I can see in this choil right here where the thing is smacking that stop pin all the time.
Exactly.
So the cool thing though is if you have some kind of issue, you could just change the stop pin out instead of having to. I mean, essentially on yours you would have to, or a traditional, you'd have to like replace the whole knife, right?
What kind of issue would you be talking about though?
I don't know if it gets to a point where it is contacting the
Well, the
spring.
only way you would, okay, so think about it like this. You contact the cutting edge into that spring because you overclose it. What was the result? Well, you rolled the cutting edge, right? Or
You
dented
just
it. So now
sharpen
you
it.
have to sharpen it out. Well, the minute you sharpen it out, you now have a greater distance between the cutting edge
Right.
and the spring.
Okay.
So you'll
So
sharpen the problem out and it'll just eventually go away.
you can't overdo it too much where it kind of like becomes a, you know what I mean? Like it's not a wear thing. It's just
No, it's
you're
not a
just
wear thing.
smacking it too hard. You just got
You're
to
just
stop
like,
smacking it.
right, like you're closing that knife and then you're bending the spring backwards. Well, you're never, that spring is
Right.
never going to really change its nature. So if you close a knife too hard and over travel it into the spring, the result will be you damage the cutting edge. That's it.
Gotcha. Okay.
Now, in
Hey,
a
what's
stop
up,
pin,
Brandon?
I don't think you can really go wrong. I don't see why you'd ever have, unless you crack the stop pin somehow. That would be the only thing I can think of. But
He
if you
said
can
it's
crack a stop
ugly,
pin, probably not
but
good.
good God, it's so good. Awesome, dude. I'm glad you like it. You think it's ugly, man? I don't know, man. I love my design, but I drew it, so there you go. So one thing I'll ask is one thing I love about the two that I have, like the thing that kind of drew me to them is how thin they are. Now, are you into like yours are a little bit thicker, obviously, right? They're not thick in the sense of a folder because I think like half an inch is basically average at this point on a
They're
folder.
I think they're 0.45 inches
Yeah,
from.
like mine is the stout here is 0.51. His is 0.45. So it's still thin by our standards of a folding knife, like a
Right.
locking knife. But for a slip joint, is that average? Is that thicker? Is it thinner? Like explain that a little bit because I did hear in Shabaz's review, he did say something about the blade stock being thicker, and I don't know if that's normal. Does that, you know what I mean? Just explain
Sure.
that a little bit.
Let's talk through that. So Great Eastern Cutlery uses 0.90 thousandths, so 0.09 is one of their common blade stock thicknesses.
Right. Which is
mine's
that's
0.120. It's 120 thousandths or 3 millimeters. Now
0.12, right?
Yep. It's less than an eighth. 0.125 is an eighth.
For example, the stout is 0.13, I think, or 0.14.
It's substantially thicker.
Yeah.
Many of the customs I own, the Peñas, the Romanos, the Ryo Kawamura, they all use this 3 millimeter stock with hollow grinds.
That's what I was about to ask. Do they all have a hollow grind? Because that's a huge difference. If you're gonna have a hollow grind, like your hollow grind is like, do I have something here to explain? You guys probably haven't handled this, but the Brown FSD here has an absolutely just redonkulous. It's like it's like where you go to feel it and you swear to God you're feeling the other finger on the other side, like you're pinching it. And that's how the Jack Wolf felt. It was like the Evo or the Luft Concept Avant or the Renegade Gungnir. They just have that super thin hollow grind, yet he's using a thinner stock than any of those. Right. So like you're already starting with not super thin stock like on the Bear, but you got relatively thin stock for like modern knives, let's say. And then you're doing a ridiculous hollow grind to the point where these are coming down to like 0.09 behind the edge to
0.09.
Oh no! What did I say? 0.9?
You said 0.09. That's 90 thousandths. These are 9 thousandths.
Right.
It's okay. 0.009. They are
okay. 0.009 to point whatever. 012, I think is what you said, right?
120, but that's okay.
Yeah, I suck at math, so there we go.
Shabazz was complaining that this blade stock is too thick and that he would prefer it thinner like the Bayer. Respectfully, I disagree. Because this thicker blade stock is going to do a couple things. Okay, first of all, you have more lateral strength up here at the spine. Okay, as long as you get that nice hollow grind here, you're going to have plenty of cutting performance. Like if you guys saw Stas's video, he just put this knife through freaking everything. Like this thing cuts the shit out of everything. So you can kind of get the best of both worlds. Also, with thicker stock, I now have a more robust pivot because I don't have this like paper thin tang.
That also, is an issue on the Bear. It's a little too wobbly, so
right.
to speak.
And now because I have a thicker blade spine, I have a thicker spring. So I just have a stronger knife. And this is my preference, you know? So like there's designer preference in here. Like, could I reduce the stock by 10%? Like, I guess, but no one's going to talk me into that unless they can start to demonstrate performance issues. You know, if they can demonstrate performance issues, I'm willing to listen to that.
The other benefit.
Go ahead. I was going to say the other part of your question is like, is this standard for a slip joint? I'd say, well, yeah. And there's a lot of slip joints that are double bladed, you know? So now we're talking about almost twice as thick.
Right.
And people routinely carry those. People routinely carry Swiss Army knives. It's like that fucking thing has 3 or 4 blade wells. So
that's true.
Me personally, I don't like knives as thin as that one. I don't want them to fit. I don't want to sound like I'm knocking that thing. I'm not. It feels cheap to me when they're too thin. They feel cheap to me when I look at the blade spine and it looks like sheet metal, you know?
Right. Yeah, I mean, it depends on what you're going to use it for. Like, to me, it's super light duty. So, like, I just like – what I like about it is I toss it in my pocket and I barely notice it's there because of how thin it is.
I can appreciate that. I can appreciate that. And I can see how that's a feature if that's what you're looking for.
Right.
You know, I mean, I can't win them all. So what I'm trying to accomplish and what I think most people will appreciate is a more substantial knife. Because like you're paying $275, you know, to me, this feels like it should be $275 and it's going to perform. I do not like chunky, thick blades. Like if I'm buying a modern knife, I do not want that thing to have, I don't want a tactical pry bar. Like the thinner, the better. But I also feel like there's a sweet spot.
I think the other benefit to the hollow grind like that is when you're cutting stuff, it's going to like push shit out and away instead of, you know, with the flat grind where you're just going to, so I don't know. I think there's pros and cons to everything, but I don't think it's like thick, you know, by any standard, it's not thick. I was just curious what the standard was for slip joints. Cause like I said, the two I have are like really thin, but maybe that's sort of the not norm of it.
Hold on. I got a line steel here. Let me measure what this one is. Like here's a line steel I took apart. So I took the bolsters off. They screwed on. I took the covers off. Like you can remove this pivot screw, but then it's riveted here. It has a stop pin. It has definitely thinner blade stock. Let's see if I can.
Oh, yeah, you can see it.
So let me grab my calipers and measure this.
All right.
I'm guessing this is 0.9.
You do that. I'm going to go take a piss real fast because I'm going to pee myself. So
take the camera with you.
Yeah.
0.9. Let's see if you guys can see that. Boom. 0.9. 0.09. 90 thousandths. Hey, everyone. Welcome to Ben's live stream. How are y'all doing today? Nice. Good to hear from you. Let's go to the comments. What do we got going on here? Hey, Brian Moody's in here at Blade Capone. What's up, Brian? Hey, if you guys don't know Brian, you should check out his site. He's got a Facebook group. He sells Hinder. He sells Chavez. And, of course, Jack Wolf. So you ought to give Brian a follow on his Instagram and check out his Facebook. Let's see here. What else do we got? Hey, Lone Wolf, good to hear from you, man. Hey, you guys want to make fun of Kevin? Let's tell me the funniest thing you ever seen Kevin do, or why it makes you laugh, or what's silly about him. Let's make fun of him while he's gone. What up, Forrest? I think I got a package waiting for me from you at my. Oh, he's back. Damn it!
Sorry, I was trying to take over your live stream. Sorry, dude. Thanks for holding it down.
Steven's here. Yes.
Yes, I saw his unboxing today, Patty.
the best, man.
Yeah, dude.
I'm so glad. Let me just tell you, Steven, he's been super patient. It was difficult getting the knives to the
He was
UK. I had some
mentioning, yeah.
international shipping problems. And then they finally got there. It was a huge relief. And so then Framar Knives sends Patty his box, and it goes missing for a couple days. And this poor guy was crushed, and I felt really bad. But of course, it's like, worse things have happened. And so he got his tracking updated. So he's been on an emotional roller coaster, and just so happy to have that thing land over there.
Yeah, it's crazy. And his excitement, it was like the same thing for me when I unboxed it. It was like just this culmination of shit. And that's when you could tell it's like, you have more than just a knife there. You know what I mean?
It's like, the way I look at it is there's a lot of energy, like genuine passion and effort in there, and all I could ever ask is for that to kind of slide through. I'm going to be on Mike Emler's podcast tomorrow, so I think
there you go.
I've really done them all.
Well, hey, man, that's the way you got to do it.
For sure.
Hopefully it's a victory tour.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm just glad that that my kind of effort and passion came through in the product for you guys to experience and enjoy. That's what it's all about. It's like transferring that energy, bottling up some of that, sharing it with you all.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. It's going to be a cool day tomorrow. What's up, Byron? How's it going? And speaking of Blade Capone, you mentioned earlier. So I hadn't heard of Blade Capone until you mentioned it on, I don't know if it was the live stream Monday or previously or whatever. And I went and checked out the website, which is awesome. It's just cool to find, like, I'm glad you introduced me to it. You got some cool ass shit. And I'm definitely going to be having that on my radar for when I'm looking for something good. You know what I mean? You got to have those like sweet spot dealers.
Exactly. It's nice to have the personal relationships with dudes like Brian, because you can talk to him about what you're looking for,
right.
And he can be flexible, and and it's just like, and no one's gonna, everybody started as a small guy. So if, you want to see small guys become big guys, you got to support them.
And they're all knife dudes. That's the cool part. Like, I talk to Justin at White Mountain Knives all the time, and it's just, I don't know. It's just cool talking to knife dudes, and then add the fact that they can sell you knives. Fuck yeah. Ben, are any European knife dealer getting your knife? Yeah, I showed the list earlier. I can show you again real quick.
I'll answer that question. So in the UK, Framar Knives, they are in England. They're probably best known as being the longest standing Chris Reeve dealer that's still doing business with Chris Reeve. So that's kind of a cool distinction. So, and that's like with UK, Stephen can attest to this. They're like not part of they did the Brexit. So because of that, like they would have to pay import duties on goods outside of the UK. So there's a UK specific dealer. Exactly. There you go. Primarily for sales to
Jack Wolf.
There it is. And you know what? Is it past? It's past midnight over there, so those listings are live. So if you're
you can buy one.
You could, yes, because the European dealers, I didn't hold them to the 11 p.m. Eastern.
Guys, you want to get one early? Hey,
right, there it is.
Go buy it and ship it across the sea, baby. Get the one you want.
So he's in the UK now.
Oh, it's already sold out, bro.
That's pretty sweet.
Let's see. Anything else sold out?
Not the Fat Carbon is the one that.
Yeah, everybody's gonna jump on that quick. I love it, dude. So nice, but there's a card stick too.
Go to a website called Knives and Tools.
Is it? Yeah, I had all three of them up here. Hold on, I was gonna go through them all, so let's do that. Tools and Gents or this one?
Either one. So Knives and Tools, like these are kind of the big dog in Europe.
Ooh, that looks cool.
They got all kinds of cool stuff. So they've got multiple language websites. So like they have a French website, they have a Belgian website, a German website, a Spanish website, an Italian website, like the same website in all those different languages. and they hire and staff native language speaking customer service reps so that like a French buyer can call in and speak to a French language speaker.
Nothing yet. They're not up.
No, I know. Like I had problems getting knives over there too. I mean, they just got them yesterday. So they might not get their listings up by the 15th. I'm not sure. You got to keep an eye on that. I had that box freaking returned to me.
Yeah, you told me it was rough.
Oh my gosh. So it finally got over there. And then the last is Tools for Gents. So they're in Germany, like in the south of Germany near Switzerland. This guy's name is Richard Scholes. Super cool, total knife guy.
Damn, look at that.
I talked to these guys on WhatsApp. Like they're just so cool.
Yeah, I'm German. I know how cool the Germans are.
Yep.
They got some cool shit. Did they get theirs yet?
Yeah, I think they probably up. If you search Jack Wolf, hopefully you find it. He's been doing a lot of really cool promotion on his channel. I got a knife over to a reviewer in Germany. There's a German language review that went up.
Who was it? 7 Ready?
I got one over to 7 Ready, but he does his in English. And I got one over to Andy, like some digits after it. Andy Thiel.
Okay, I gotta check him out, dude. I haven't seen. Yeah, I don't see him on here yet, so they don't.
No, they might not be putting their listings up until they might not put them up until they're live.
Right.
But he's done a really good job promoting for me. You know, Kev, these are the guys that I can introduce you to if you want to go international at some point. You know, I can help you figure out all the shipping crap. I'm sure you've dealt with it before, you know, but.
Yeah, we did international on our website, but we were just going to ship them individually, UPS to wherever they go.
Yeah, it's not a terrible idea.
I just wanted to include everybody because that's kind of, you know, I always say that with giveaways and shit like that. I felt weird being like, nope, no international. You know what I mean? And it's really not that big of a pain in the ass. I just added UPS worldwide. And then I just got to, you know, it's going to be an extra step when I ship it, but it shouldn't be the end of the world.
At some point, you're exporting and there's like, got to be careful about the VAT, you know, because when you export, you're supposed to pay VAT and then the customer pays some VAT and then you have to file a VAT. Let's call it VAT.
Yeah.
I don't know what the thresholds are, but like I've dealt with it in some of my other businesses. It's the biggest pain in the butt ever.
Yeah, I don't think it was a ton of orders or anything. So I don't think it's going to be a big deal. But I'll figure it out. If I have to pay a little bit, I will. Let's real quick check out Blade Capone. Since we're
check out Brian's website.
So he's got Hinder Knives, Chavez, Jack Wolf, of course. And they're all sold out already. Sorry. Let's see. These look the same. Oh, the green and the black, right? Okay.
Yeah, Brian, you got your phone number on the bottom right corner of your homepage. Whether you know that or not, it's there.
Right here?
Yep, I'm pretty sure that's Brian's.
We have the same thing on our site. Somebody called Colin the other day and was like, "Hey, when are these shipping?" He's like, in like August or September. The guy was like, "Okay," and he hung up.
Yeah, I get some calls from my site too.
Rick Hinder, let's see. Doesn't look like you got a lot in stock, man.
No one
can't keep this kind of shit in stock. Yeah. Nope. Heretic, I bet you there's something. Yeah, there's a couple. Nephilim, their names are crazy. Curtis Knives. So he's got the medium one. I had one of these. Cool knife. Just a little too right-handed for me. Damn, look at that thing. What else we got here?
Yeah, the good thing about Brian is he's got his number right there on the site. He wants you to call him. That's kind of the guys I like to do business with. Like you can get a hold of him. You know, he's personally accountable. Brian will show up at the shows, come talk to you. You know, like he's a good dude. These are the kind of guys I want to see the community support.
If you guys want a Jack Wolf, you know, give this guy a call tomorrow and, you know, be like, "What's up?
What's up? What's up?
What's up?" Be like, "Ben sent me," sort of.
Right.
He said, "Let me know what the next knife is, too."
I see that Sid 1 is in Norway. Dude, if you buy a knife, we get a knife to Norway, that would just be awesome. I love the idea of having an international footprint. Like, to me, that's just the coolest.
25%?
Yeah, so listen, the VAT
Yeah,
price, like if you buy from Knives and Tools or Tools for Gents, the price is include the VAT's included in the price.
right.
So if
It's a
there's a
lot. Yeah,
difference in VAT between like Germany and you're only going to pay a little bit of the difference because I
right.
think there's 20% VAT baked into that
I
freaking
think the
sales.
way it works is if I sell something and ship it overseas, they're gonna hit it at the customs, right? Isn't that when they're
Here's
gonna
how
ask
I
for
can
it?
I'll explain this to you. This is okay. You guys ready for freaking European sales tax school?
Yeah, let's do it.
So goods come in the country. Okay, the government is like, oh sweet, we're going to collect tax on that at the end of the day from the consumer. Same with like sales tax in America, right? But they're like, but instead of like passing this along to the vendor and then collecting all that tax from the customer, we're going to take some from you, dealer. So the dealer has to front the tax money basically. So the dealer comes out of his pocket, pays some of the sales tax, right? Then
Yeah,
the dealer goes, lists it to the customer and charges the customer some sales tax. Okay, enough. And I skipped a step. When the dealer pays the sales tax at the time they import it, it's based on the wholesale price. It's a percentage of the wholesale price. Then they sell it to the customer, and now they charge the customer a percentage of the retail price.
right.
Ultimately, the tax due is a percentage of the retail price. So the dealer who kicked in some money up front for the tax then takes out of the customer tax bucket, gives the rest, and if there's any left over, they basically reimburse themselves for the money they fronted. It's like this absurd scheme they have over there, where in America it's just really straightforward. Like
Night, Patty.
the customer pays the sales tax to the vendor keeps a record of it, sends a check to the government, they piss that money away.
Yeah. See, my thing is, I'm selling them here, and I'm selling like onesie, twosie, shipping it to wherever. I don't think like I'm not sending a batch of knives to Germany. Like I'm sending one fucking knife to Germany UPS. Like I don't know if there's a
Right.
German order, but you know what I mean. Like I just think it's gonna be where like I ship it. I'm gonna mark it as like a gift, that costs $20. They're gonna
Right.
get it at the border, and they're gonna charge the guy like $10 for import fees or something.
They're going to charge him a 15% importation fee and they're going to charge him VAT. Now, I don't know if you mark a gift instead of $25, like how that works.
Exactly.
But
if I'm shipping a batch of something, then you gotta actually mark it properly and shit. Cause like,
yeah, I send a box over there. The dealer is going to pay a 7.5% importation fee. So that's just like a customs fee, just gone. So take the value of the box, 7.5% of that, boom. Then they're going to pay on top of that a percentage of that value of that box for VAT. Then they're going to sell
who's
the customer,
setting that value? That's my thing.
the
Like,
government. The government.
How do they know what it's worth?
Well, if you want to, you got to declare the value of the goods. And if there's a problem with that shipment and you want to get insurance on that, if you declare it as $25, then not only that, but if you get caught cheating that system, they'll hold your packages. So
right.
the smart thing to do if you're trying to do legitimate business on a relatively large scale is just declare the shit for what it is,
Well, yeah, if it was like a large scale thing, but.
And then you end up in a situation where it's like, you start like increasing the unit cost. So now if the dealer is going to make the same margin, the price of the unit by the time it gets to the customer is getting really high because they're paying basically a 20% sales tax. Where in this country,
why everybody bitches about buying knives in Europe.
Right. So, the Jack Wolfs are going to cost more than the equivalent Jack Wolf here, but we did our best to keep that price reasonable, me and the dealers. Right. So, and I think European customers kind of
understand. Said was like the same price, but I guess that's pounds.
Great British pounds, which is like a 0.75 conversion rate,
Right. Yeah, that should be fine, Kev. We might pay a small customs and handling fee and VAT % on the value marked. Right. Yeah, like my thing was like international orders is basically like I'm proxying for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, whereas I would like to be doing a few hundred units a month in Europe.
Right. And that's different. That's completely different.
And it's a slip joint. So it's like, guys, you can carry them pretty much the whole catalog, as far as I'm concerned, you can carry all over Europe. So it's a lot. It's appealing for sure.
Right. That's the other thing. I don't even know if our knives are like
they're 100% not legal to carry anywhere over there. You know,
really? Because what?
Yeah, because it's a lock. It's a one-handed locking knife with a blade over 3 inches. Like you pretty much fail in all the major metrics.
The cutting edge, the cutting edge is like 3.1 or something.
Yeah.
Random question: are you into flashlights?
Not really. I don't dislike them, but I go to bed early, and I never need one, you know. So I never nerded out. I have one nice one. It's an Okluma.
That's what I have. I just got this Okluma DC0, but it's kind of too big for me. So I think I'm gonna trade, sell it, whatever.
I have a different Okluma. I've had it for several years. I have a steel flame clip.
Bigger?
Yeah, I think it's wider, or it's like a different shape.
I like a small flashlight. I have this CWF Micro Arcadian that's a 10440. It's like a AAA size.
Yeah.
And I absolutely love this light.
Dude, my favorite AAA size one, and it's not even expensive, is a Maritac AAA.
I've never heard of it.
Oh, dude. They're like, you can get them in titanium. You can get them in copper. Go to I think it's called not What a Country, but CountryCom. That's the website that sells those.
I've heard of it. I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, you just twist it to turn it on. It has 3 brightnesses. It lasts freaking forever.
He says, hit me up. Yeah, I don't know. I might have a trade in the works for Arius on this, dude. So I don't know, man. You got Ariuses to trade or?
Dude, the sickest ones are the Hanko Machine Works. Have you ever seen those?
No.
Google that. Hanko. Go to Arizona Custom Knives and look at Hanko.
I'm not into all that. I'm not into all that crazy Moku Tai shit.
I mean, they got basic ones too, but
what is it?
Hanko. Hanko Machine Works. Just type Hanko.
Oh shit!
Yep,
$1,700,
dude.
Tesseract. That's hilarious.
They're all sold out.
You said you weren't into flashlights.
I wouldn't spend that money on one, but I'm just saying that's like some of the cream of the crop right there.
Yeah, but the problem with these they're always too big. That's why it took me a while to find this Micro Arcadian because it's small like this and has a clicker. You know what I mean? That's so hard to find. You have to get a ray light or something like that to hit this kind of size. So I don't know. I might try to get another one of these in a different colorway or something. I don't know. You said I just ordered an Arius. Laugh my ass off. Me too. Did you get one from Urban EDC? I got lucky. I got the satin hardware one. Cray. Those lights are badass. Yeah, they're crazy, dude. We have well over 1,000 years knife tradition here, but knife laws has become so convoluted that you can't carry a knife at all except from hiking and work.
That's
sad. That's so stupid. What's up, Connor Ryan? Good Lord, I'll stick with O-lights. I just have a AAA Lumen top. What's up, David? How's it going, dude? I had the Dapper Designs Ion is still probably the best one for the price. Titanium. And Rovivon makes a titanium light with 650 lumens, too. It's pretty much the same as the Dapper. Really, really good. He said, yeah, I got in on it. Sweet, dude. Yeah.
I have for self-defense, for that type of light, I have a mod light. You ever see those?
I got cards light. Work. Sorry, what? Mod light?
Have you ever seen mod light? MODLIGHT. They're like weapon lights, but they also have handhelds. Right. They have handhelds. They're not like the kind the EDC guys are used to as much, but dude, this thing, the power of this light, it's more like candela than lumens. So it's the throw. This thing is like a pocket spotlight. It is the most insane light ever. I mean, you can point this thing and light up something 300 yards away. It gets super hot. So it's not the kind of thing you're going to use to work on your engine, or anything like that. But if you want to blind the ever living snot out of someone or just have a light that you can see all the way down the street, the Mod Light OKW is the way to go.
Sweet. Yeah, Canada's tough too. I proxy for a lot of dudes in Canada. It's a little rough.
I've had a few requests for Canadian dealer. I'd like to get that going. Someone put
Yeah,
in one
for
of my
sure they would
Instagram
like it.
posts.
I will tell you, if you're Canadian and you want a Jack Wolf, a lot of people I know use White Mountain knives because they ship super nondescript. Like he sends it in a brown box with his name on it instead of like White Mountain knives. There's no card, sticker, or anything, and that's why he does it because he won't have any issues with like customs or shipping people. Like, you know what I mean? It's just less likely to get like jacked or anything because there's nothing in there that indicates it's, a company sending you something. It's just, peanuts and a knife. I always ask them, like, why don't you put stickers in the damn box or whatever? Like, and that's why. So like you can ask like Todd Carr is a viewer that orders a lot from White Mountain. He's never had an issue. So that would be probably your best bet if you're going to buy. Plus, it's a slip joint. Why would Canada even care?
Well, they're legal there. I mean, of course, customs can be a pain in the ass for no good reason, but there's no legal reason to confiscate one of these slip joints. At least that's my understanding.
Yeah. It can open. Like, okay, great. It can open. Like, so right. Dumb. Yeah. I don't know. It's crazy. So you're not into a ton of modern knives. Like, what's the last one you bought?
Right here. I think I got it. Or did I take it home? I took it home. I bought Jake's knife at Blade Show, Texas.
Gotcha. The Aries. I almost said Aries.
Avant.
The Avant.
Yeah, I got to handle it, and I was like, this is actually really sweet. And then, I could support my homie, but I didn't buy it just to support my homie. I was like, this is actually a really cool knife. Like, I dig it, and I didn't buy anything at the show, and it's the only thing I bought. So
it's a good EDC knife for sure. It's lightweight, like, disappears in your pocket and shit. Brandon, Kevin, Ben, stay legend, and everyone else have a great evening. I have to be up at 4 a.m. for work, so I can be ready to spend that money tomorrow.
I'll be waking up at 4 a.m. simply because my nerves will not allow me to sleep.
Right? Yeah. Canadian Customs, best place to be in that.
I bet they have one hell of a collection, man.
Yeah. I'm Canadian, and this is all mostly rambles. There is absolutely no reason these slips will get taken on their way in here. There you go.
Good. I try not to ramble too much, but
yeah, I don't know what he meant by that. I just order a Vero engineering knife because of one of your video. Damn, you watched Ben's video about a Vero? I'm just kidding.
I bought a Vero because he did a Lefty. Axon, I think it was.
Yeah, I had one for a while. I just sold it because I don't know.
I buy them. I don't carry them very much. Yeah. I've just grown so used to the knife being in my pocket and not a clip. I actually prefer the slip in my pocket than a clip hanging out of my pocket. And I don't like how a clipped knife limits the fact I can't get my hand in my pocket comfortably.
That annoyed me today. I put on shorts for the first day today, this year. And I had this in my pocket, the Native 5 from Spyderco. And I kind of want to buy one of these. It's a backlock. Really like this knife. And I was trying to reach into my pocket, and I was just like scratching the shit out of myself on something right here. I thought the blade was getting me, but I think it was just this corner is like super sharp on here. And reaching in just sucks. So I could definitely see that. I like dropping a slip joint in my back left pocket in a slip. It just disappears.
For sure. Yeah, I wear shorts almost year round. So the way shorts pockets are cut, you basically lose the pocket with a clipped knife.
That's true. You do. That's why I carry right-handed knives in my back left pocket as a lefty. It works so well because you can use your left hand to grab it. You can carry it like a righty would with the blade against the seam. And it's in your back pocket, so it's not like in the way or anything. So that's what I do a lot of the times. But I normally carry 2 knives. So then I have one up front too. Do you usually carry just one slip joint every day?
Yeah, usually. Yep. And I'm at my desk all the time, and I like to keep modern knives around my office. So like tearing, I carry the slip joint, but I like to have modern knives around just because, variety is the spice of life.
Right. Yeah, Todd. He says there should be no problem. Just don't use UPS. So like I said, I proxy for a lot of people, and UPS is the fastest way to get anything anywhere. And you also don't have to take the knife apart if you ship it to Canada. So I usually use that, but I always tell people, I'm like, dude, you're gonna get hit with a brokerage fee. Like they'll charge them $12 Canadian or whatever for a knife that I marked as $34. Like they're brutal. I wonder if I had put the full value, what it would, but usually
I'm glad
they're just
these
fine.
guys are chiming in. He's saying that we don't need to stress out the buyers in Canada because the Jack Wolves will come in no problem. That's good to know. I'll tell people buy with confidence, if that's the case. My goal right for now is like, hey, if you're Canadian, buy from one of my US dealers that's accustomed to shipping there. Right. And then if I can get some good leads on a dealer there who you guys trust in the community. I had someone post in one of my Instagram posts, but it was in like the comments underneath, and they gave me like 3 or 4 leads, and I'm like, now I got to dig for that because I didn't write it down. That was a mistake.
But Canadian dealer, you mean?
Yeah, Canadian dealers. And like I looked at a few of their pages, they had nice stuff. One, I think,
guys, why don't you tell us?
Yeah, who do you guys like in Canada? Who'd be a good fit for Jack Wolf in Canada? Let me know. And because like pretty soon I'm going to bring a few more dealers on.
Nice, dude. Yeah, I love back pocket carry. I'm crazy, so I'll carry like a slip joint, back left horizontal. I'll carry like a folder back left clipped. Then I'll carry a lefty clip knife front left. Then I'll carry my fulcrum back right, a hank back right, and then I'll put a flashlight in my front right with my phone. Then I have like chapstick and shit too. Like it's insane. And I think I'm like a minimalist. Like I don't even carry a wallet because I'm a minimalist. But I have fucking clips on every pocket. Like what the hell? Jack Wolf is mine here.
We got a lot of Canadians in the house. I love it.
House of Night. I know. I was like, damn, we got a lot of Canadians chiming in. It's cool. And Josh Worth, he's a Australian. I just sent him a package on Monday. He got it already. In Australia. Like UPS can do some shit. And I dropped it off like Monday night at the drop off. It was pretty cool. House of Knife, they're saying. Let's check them out. House.
All right, time for me to take a bathroom break. So I'll be back in a minute.
Everybody talk shit on Ben while he's gone. What's the dumbest thing Ben has done tonight, guys? All right, is this it? Yep, Canadian. Now, is this like a big retailer? Like, is this like the Blade HQ of Canada? Because I think, well, I guess it doesn't matter, but I think he'd probably ideally want to work with somebody. I guess it doesn't matter. He can decide. This dude is calling himself a minimalist. Who does he think he is? I'm an everyday minimalist. Brandon, get out of here. By the way, dude, I saw you were at like 190K. Like, holy shit, dude, you're about to hit 200. That's insane. Kicking ass. Blade O Canada. All right. Blade O Canada. I don't see a Blade O Canada. Sorry. Did you spell that right? Blade O Canada? There's absolutely no competition to these guys. I've been buying from them for over half a decade. It's almost not subjective, kind of just known. What? Hold on. Are you talking about House of Blades? Like, what are you talking about? I don't even see you giving a I carry all kinds here all the time, no issue. Don't brainwash peeps. My God. What did I brainwash? My God, dude. Chill out, bro. Blades Canada. Okay, I saw Blades O Canada. Blades Canada. Oh shit. Almost left the stream like an idiot.
Who'd you brainwash, dude?
I brainwashed all the Canadians and told them that they can't order knives. And they all believed me and didn't order knives. That's what happened. Breaking what was thought to be possible every day. But yeah, dude, true. Facts. Lefty EDC is fake news. I am totally fake news, dude. Dude, there's no Blades Canada either. Like, there's it says Blades Canada, but the website is Warriors and Wonders. Is that what we're talking about here? Yeah, I see.
Let me see if I can find that.
Warriors and Wonder. There it is.
I'm gonna find that.
Oh,
post.
dude, what's up with the misinformation on the website? You're brainwashing me with this Blades Canada shit. All right, I'm done. Oh yeah, they got some good knives. Look at this. Who knew Canadians are allowed to have real knives? I've been telling people they're not allowed to have anything.
There's a difference between what you can own in your house and what you can carry too sometimes.
Yeah, well, that's the same here. I mean, OTFs and shit. Like, I can own OTFs, but I can't, this is interesting. Is this a slip joint? Oh, shit. You're not even, I'm sorry. You guys aren't even watching this. Hold on. Let's do this. You see this thing? The slip joint? Is this a slip joint?
The pimp?
The PMP Harmony slip joint knife, an M390.
I've not
That's
heard of
all
it.
we get. We don't get like an up close look. Wire clip. Huh.
Stop pin. You can see.
You can see it?
Well, look at the choil. Like, see
the kick thing? Yeah, gotcha. Yeah. Would that allow you? Would a stop pin? So here's the thing. When we designed our slip joint, we wanted a finger choil. So, like, you can't do that with a kick, right?
Not really.
You could.
Yeah. No, not a choil per se. You could make the tang taller, thus reducing the amount of cutting edge, and have a spot for your finger to rest against, but it won't be an arc.
Right. Ben, you the man. Can't wait to order the fat carbon version. You and Kevin killed it this week. Got the stout. Thanks, dude. Yeah, we'll definitely hang it, Bleach. It's going to be insane this year.
It's going to be just live this year for sure.
Yeah, it's going to be insane. Lewis, he wasn't talking about the carrying of knives. He's talking about ordering them and shipping them. Yep, that's exactly what I was doing. And just telling you what I've heard from other Canadians.
No idea where that post went.
What comment am I reading, dude?
What the hell is that?
I don't understand. He says, read my comment. Fuck.
Here we go. I found it, dude. I got some stuff for us to look up.
Your comment says Blades Canada, which is wrong. It's Warriors and whatever.
These are the ones that got recommended to me. Blades Canada.
Twice?
I got at Blades Canada. So here's their Instagram. I'm going to post it to you in private chat. How about that? There's Blades Canada. WarriorsandWonders.com. That was them.
Dude, you probably cursed, and that's why your comment didn't actually post earlier, because it's not in the chat.
What do you guys think about? Sorry, I did that twice. What do you guys think about it? So WarriorsandWonders.com is Blade Canada.
Yeah.
And we got
we've established knives. That's what we've done for the last 5 minutes is established.
Right. What about
House of Knives?
What about Integrity Knives?
That one we heard too.
They're a Vero dealer. That. Someone who's a Vero dealer might be a good fit. What about Thunderbird Gear?
Oh, I have heard of them, dude. They sell
Chris Reed.
They sell these flashlights that I was talking about, the CWF lights.
I sent you some Instagram pages in the private chat. So what do you guys, to my neighbors in the north, Integrity, Warriors and Wonders, or whatever the last one was, Thunderbird?
Let's see. He says he can link you or something. Those comments never showed up, dude. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, dude, hey, if you want to connect me with someone, just shoot me an email, support@jackwolfknives.com, or hit me a DM on Instagram, and then we could chat about it. I always prefer the personal introduction. I don't like cold calling someone particularly.
Yeah. If you can get an introduction, it's fine.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But the Integrity Knives, they got really nice content on their Instagram. It looks like they're a Finch dealer. They're a Vero dealer.
Yeah, that sounds like a good fit, dude. This sounds perfect.
Pena. They got a Pena on there. They're probably the right one for me.
Talk to Enrique. Just be like, yo.
He'd be like,
hit me. He'd be like, I got a lot of things.
I'll be like, how are they to work with? I'd be like, good.
That's what everybody says. Same thing I heard when I asked about QSP. They're like, good. I'm like, okay, cool. Good. Good is good. That's it. No feedback. All right. Cool.
Right.
Yeah, they got Peñas. Unless he sells to wholesalers, does he?
I don't think so. They got 3,200 followers, Canadian knife business, family owned and operated. Just a dad teaching his boys the ropes of business.
That sounds cool. Sounds perfect. Sounds perfect, dude.
Oh, homie was trying to put up links, and it's saying you cannot put up links. Only moderators can.
Yeah, he probably tried linking it or something. Yeah, even if you see the comment, it doesn't mean that we see the comment. Sometimes if you curse or you put a link, it looks like you have it, but it's hidden. But it doesn't matter. Really doesn't matter. Mr. What up, dude? Are you in the house? Mr. Designs. Until 2015, we couldn't import flippers, but now we're loosened. But our border force still confiscated a flipper or two for me because they said they were automatic. Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's up to the discretion of the border patrol guy or whoever it is, the customs guy who goes through your shit. He can be like, he's confiscating it because he wants it.
Right. And like, makes a great Christmas present for my brother.
Yeah, he's going to make up that reminds me. I'm going to show you guys what I got my dad for his birthday. It's in May. And they sent out, wrong thing. They sent out a thing that they have a new seasonal release for their tactile turn pen. They do a seasonal release tactile. Are you into pens at all, Ben?
No.
You say that and then you're going to know everything about pens.
No, dude, I can only handle so many rabbit holes.
I'm with you, dude. When it comes to like flashlights, like that's why I have these two, like the Okluma and the CWF. But like I need to get rid of one. Like I don't need two good ones. Like, but I want a good one. You know what I mean? With pens, I have a good one for my desk at home. I got a good one at work and one for my bag. You know, but I don't need like 10. I don't need a case full of them. But anyway, they came out with this seasonal release. It's called the Fairway. And it's like, golf related. It has like golf putter milling on the dimples on the clip and shit. So he's a big golfer. So I got him the short one here.
That's cool.
Yeah. I mean, it's a little weird, but when your dad's 60, whatever, you got to just come out with weird shit to get him.
Right. Something other than socks.
Yeah. Socks. But you know what? Honestly, he probably wants socks.
Right.
Yeah, it does look like a John Deere pen. I agree.
I've been using these Pilot Precise pens since high school. I like blue, but I have some blacks. I mean,
I love the Grimsmo Saga pen. It's my favorite pen. 300 bones.
Almost like a needle tip. I mean, I don't care how fancy someone's.
Are you left-handed when you write?
Yeah, so I have to.
Yeah, I hate anything that's gel. It needs to be ballpoint for me.
Yeah, these are needle tip ballpoint. Yeah. These are my favorite.
Because I'll write all over my hand and shit. That's why I love the Parker refills. I get the Parker Quink Flow refills. Does it have golf tools in it again? Yeah, right. Like the knife I got him. Tool. I got him a knife. It's called the golfer knife, and it's made. I think it's made by like Wii, dude. It feels like it. It has a good blade on it, but then it has like a divot tool and a ball mark. But like the execution was pretty poor. He said, I just finished getting 280 20.5s back after being confiscated at CBSA. I know the system in and out. I know the local groups and communities and top dealers. I'll hit you up.
Hit a brother up,
Okay.
man.
Okay,
Need all the
dude.
help I can get.
Does it have golf tools? Ben, best pens, the clicky ones are the best ones of the clicky version of what you have is saying.
But is it still the needle tip? Got to be the needle tip.
It's all about the needle. I need
Really
that
is.
needle tip.
I
that
found
needle
these.
tip.
So this is the brand. It's Arteza. They make like art supplies, and I think they just basically ripped off the Pilot because it's the same.
Right.
But their 5mm ball I like better than the 5mm Pilot.
You should check out what's the ones I used to always get. I had a job where it was like a running thing. We used to get them. They were the 5mm. I forget what they were. The best pens, dude. Like stock pens. I loved them. Can't remember the name.
I bought one nice pen. I bought do you know Nottingham Tactical?
Yeah, I've had one or two of those in.
That dude Lee, that dude's cool as hell. If you've never met him, Lee Nottingham.
He's not into pens, but here we go.
Well, I'm saying I bought one to see if I was into pens. It's a titanium pen, but it's just this big metal pen. I'm not used to writing with something like that. I'm used to these plastic pens that weigh maybe an ounce. So I just couldn't get used to it. In fact, it might be here. Yeah, it is. I got it right here. And it's there you go. There's my fancy pen. And he makes ones with like a lock. But
yeah. Yep. That's what I just got my dad. It's the same thing. It's like a side click thing.
Yep.
But yeah, he makes one that's like you got to push down and click at the same time or some shit.
That's not this one. That one he designed so if you carry your pen in your shirt, you can't accidentally engage it.
Chris from Grady's Gear had those. He sent me one to check out. They're cool. I think they were a little bit thick for me. I can't remember exactly what I didn't love about it. But yeah. Pens are cool, man. I like the Grimsmo Saga pen is the shit. The Refine EP1 is the shit. And I have the Urban Survival Gear Tie Scribe Mini Go. Yeah, he's for sure a low-key pen god. Listen to him go after he said he wasn't down with the flashlight. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Dude, you're not into flashlights. Then you pulled out fucking 2K flashlights to look at.
How do you, it's like, how do you not get exposed to this stuff a little bit? You got your like group chats with your boys and someone's like, yo, look at this thing I got.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy.
Don't get me started talking about firearms. This could turn into like a freaking 3-day live stream. We can't probably do that because this thing will get de-algorithmized, I'm sure, if we start doing that.
I'm not that big on firearm pew-pews. I have a couple. I used to have a lot more, but I just I hadn't found the time to go use them. It's like
I used to go religiously every weekend, but once I started this project, it's like no time.
Yeah, I feel you. Devo pen coming. No, I'd like to do a pen or a flashlight at some point. I think the first thing we want to do is a bit driver at some point. We have an idea for it already. We actually have a render, but we're just trying to get this damn thing off the ground first before we start going crazy. I'll message you them. I only use them when I'm at work. What are we talking about?
I think you might have been talking to someone else.
Oh. Okay.
Maybe, I don't know.
Oh, man. I do have a giveaway, guys. We can do that. I have an Issuing Stitches Hank from, obviously, Issuing Stitches. I have a bunch of stickers and shit. Oh, I actually have this new magnet, the Stout magnet. Check that out. Colin got these made, so I got that. I got my sticker right here. I got a bottle of KPL Original. Shout out to KPL. Use code Lefty10 for 10% off. Then I have this cool paracord keychain. So I don't know if she's here, but Alice Hill makes these. She has a company called Alicord Paracord Crafts. She started this year. Their Instagram is Alicord_paracord. I don't know if you can see that. Alicord_paracord. And she sent me a couple of these to give away to you guys. This one has the green neon and the black. Has a key ring here and a carabiner here, which is really cool. So definitely have that in the giveaway. Thank you to Alice for including that. That's awesome. Big shout out to you. Check them out on Instagram. And then I have a Megaron. So this is the Megaron Acree. It's a front flipper. Sorry, no slip joint or anything in honor of Ben. This is the Acree. It's like black G10 tie clip. Front flipper right there. I think it's 14C, 28N. Good action. It's actually a really cool knife if you're into like just front flippers. But yeah, so that'll be the giveaway tonight. Shout out to White Mountain Knives for hooking it up with this. Well, I bought it, but he gave me a discount on it so I could give it away to you guys. Stacy's going to hit us with the rules. I think she probably already did. Yep, there we go.
Stacy's moderator game is on point, man. I got to give her credit over there. She is the moderator extraordinaire.
She's always on point. She's killing it. So we got 60 people. We'll do 0 to 100. You know the rules. Best guess, whatever. If somebody hits it, they win. If not, closest without going over. My screen counts, all that good shit. Oh, my bad, dude. You sent me a bunch of fucking Instagram links. I didn't
Oh, that's all right.
I'm going to put a number in the private chat just so you see it.
Okay.
And that way people know I'm legit. All right. Once she says go, you can go. Sean, hold your fucking horses, bro. Yoda, hold your horses. Just wait. Wait for her to say go. All right. Now we
simmer down, fellas.
One guess only. You can get, if you guessed before the thing, you can guess after, just, one time. He says gear. Is it gear nerd? Is that what we're going for there? Or I've just
maybe his initials are R&D. Tell us the information about your name, dude.
Maybe it's gear R&D. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, tell us. Yo, Ben, real talk. I just want to let you know that you completely nailed the crossover from old-time design language with newer, beefier specs using more robust materials and unique characteristics.
That's exactly what I was going for, my friend. I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
I'm glad we got Brandon hanging out in here. What's up, dude? We got a lot of familiar faces. This is a good room tonight.
Yep. Usually is 70. I'm just looking to see if anybody won. What up, Naps Carey? Didn't see you earlier. Jim Hantz, what up, dude? Beef Baron, what's up? Chaz, what up? I seen a start, but it was the wrong start. Stacy guest. Brandon, what up, dude? Oh, so he says gear ND, R&D within the gear world.
Like okay. R&D, like research and development?
Yeah, that's what I would guess.
Gear and D.
You said, yo, what's the count? The count, I don't know what that means. What's the number to what? 0 to 100. Oh, we got one.
We had a win. We sure did.
Of course he's in Australia because that's how it always happens. But
no
I send him shit all the time. He's the one I sent shit to the other day. Hopefully he's got more shit coming.
Dude, read your mind. He knows you. Yeah, he's the first one to get it. I'm just double checking.
Yeah, I think he was the first one.
That's crazy, man. That's, there's like a good, not quite half a chance that someone would not get it.
What, the number?
Yeah, because there's 60 people out of 100 numbers.
Okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I figured somebody would get it. Good job, Josh. Thanks, dude. He says, Kev, we gotta get you on my stream. We'll likely get demonetized, but I'm kidding. Yeah, dude. I'll come on your stream. Hell yeah. Let me know when you want to do it. Yeah, congrats, Josh. It's cool, dude. I'll get it out to you. Unless you got more shit coming, let me know. But I'm guessing you don't, since I just sent you a package on Monday. But I can get it sent. I mean, I don't know what it'll cost me, like $20 to send it. I'm not sending it express like you always do. It usually costs him $50 for me to send him something. Fucking expensive just to ship something. But I mean, it's Australia and shit. And that's with me marking it as a gift and like $34. I always do that because like it keeps them from guessing that it's something good. And if they're gonna hold it anyway, they're gonna hold it anyway. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. The only thing is I can't like insure it, I guess, because it'd be weird to say it's worth $34 and then insure it for $500.
Right.
He says I could buy something.
Sometimes too, like let's say you mark something. Let's
buy
say
a Jack Wolf.
Let's say you send $1,000 item and you mark it gift, right? And the value is like 200. Okay, just from round numbers here. What they can do is they can be like, show us an invoice. So then you're just gonna have to like create a fake invoice. Is all you'd have to do. But they'll play that.
If I say it's a gift, they can't. They just
but
say
you got to declare a value. Like even though something's a gift, doesn't mean that they're not gonna collect some tax,
right?
You know,
I guess.
But I was like, all of a sudden, look at all the gifts coming into the country.
But I'm saying I could just say like I bought it 3 years ago. I don't have a copy of the receipt. But yeah, they could Google it and probably figure out what something's
then
worth.
They're gonna assign a value to it, right? And it's
that's what I'm saying. They can look it up or whatever. Yeah. Josh Worth, great time to buy something and snag some shipping.
Yeah, no doubt.
No, dude, he'd be paying the shipping. I would just send him the free shit.
Right. Yeah.
That's my way of getting out of it, not his way. He's got to spend more money. No, I'll just send this. I'm not going to make him buy something. Look at this, man. Perfectly crafted right here. Jack Wolf knives, modern interpretation of timeless design. Shit.
I dig the crossed swords there. That's cool too. I usually do.
Well, it has a dog in front of it too.
That's the wolf emoji. I use it all the time, but I usually use like there's kind of like a dagger one that I usually use. But I kind of like the two knives. That's cool. Stacy just freaking killing it over there.
Yo, Lefty, it's all about how you write the description. Devil is in the details. Yep. That's what I'm saying.
JN, what's up? Better late than never.
I just write pocket tool. That's what I write. Pocket tool. Yep, she is awesome. Sauce. What's up, dude? How's it going? He says, nah, I'll grab something. I have an itch and haven't opened my package from yesterday yet. I feel, dude, just buy a Jack Wolf tomorrow. Come on. Jeez.
That would be cool.
They don't have any in Australia, do they?
No, that's another country that if I thought there was enough people who wanted them, I'd be more than happy to figure out a dealer over there.
Yeah, I don't know any. They must have dealers over there. I just don't know like any of them. All depends if it gets checked or not. Trust me, they don't check every package, but if something rattles and they think it's worth something, they will.
Right.
Of course, dude. What'd Sean say? I didn't. Do I have anything else I wanted to show off? Oh, I got this fixed blade. Did I show you guys this before? From Sacred Bear Knives.
That's super interesting because that looks like a traditional knife with a shield and everything.
It's cool, right?
Who is Sacred Bear?
His name's Tori Utt. I can't see it on the blade there. It says Tori Utt. And he's in PA. I got it at a local knife show. Really cool. Micarta handles. He uses pins and shit.
Yeah.
Is it weird that pin's like off center though? Or is that
normal? Well, there's no right or wrong, but I would try to line them up. Like, so when you're going through that kind of thought process, it's like, do I line the pins up so that they line up horizontally, or am I centering the pin from the edge of the handle, because if the handle curves, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, there's no right or
Yeah.
wrong way. There's just like have a logical approach to it and then try it and see how it looks.
And this new sheath is jacking up the hand satin. Look at that. Just
Oh
fucking it
yeah,
up.
that sucks. But it
Sucks.
needs a leather sheath, that thing.
It had one, but I asked for a Kydex one, so he made me one.
Well, and then you got what you asked for, my friend.
Yeah, now I regret it a little bit. Because it doesn't work very well either. It doesn't hide the blade enough. I feel like could have chopped off a good portion of this.
Oh, you could even trim that yourself, dude. Like
Yeah.
beneath those rivets. But
Yeah.
you're like, what does the maker know? I can't have a leather slip. Give me a Kydex one. What does that guy know? Like, oh, you knew it'd scratch the shit out of the blade, apparently.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know it would. If I had known, I would have been like,
he
eh.
did. That's why he sold it with a leather one.
Well, no, he had Kydex ones there. He just didn't have one for that knife. Only online dealer, mainly Australian knife sales or Lion Knives, who's a Pena dealer. Might be a good choice. Ah, look at that. Pena dealer.
Lion Knives. I gotta write some of this stuff down. Who did we come up with for the Canadian one? I already forgot. Dang
Integrity.
Integrity. Thank you.
Yeah, write that shit down.
Oh my gosh, there's so much work to do.
Sheath. Yeah, that's what I was just saying right here. Here's the leather one. I had to send him the knife, and he made the sheath with it. But I didn't realize it would fuck the finish up like this. It looks like dog piss now. Like there's literally like a whole... Dude, this isn't even like a finish fuck up. It almost feels like a scratch. Whatever. Fixed blades are meant to be used, right?
Absolutely.
So what's the point of having a hand rub on it? It's kind of weird, right? I would have just done a belt set.
I don't know. All the nice custom knives get a hand rub. I mean, they're not strictly tools. These
you guys see the new Cannibal? What's Cannibal? Is that a knife?
I know what it is. It's
is that the one that I saw that I was like, that's a Pena ripoff, but it's actually like a Pena
So I got to talk to Jared Ozier about that at Blade Show, Texas.
Yeah.
You guys know Ozier? He's
He's a sort of traditional maker, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, he learned slip joints first. The dude is super cool, man. I mean, he's a gigantic dude. Like he's probably 6'8".
I actually saw him in Brandon's Blade West video. He ran into him at the airport and he filmed him. Yeah, the dude's fucking huge. What's the brand name? Do you know?
Superlative, but it's spelled without. I think it's got a unique spelling.
The V without an E or
TIV, right? Exactly. So that's a collaboration between Enrique, Jared, and Javi Garcia, who's my buddy, the one who designed the pry bar, Pena pry bar.
I didn't love that pry bar, by the way, but
I remember.
He's the slip guy, right?
Yeah, but he doesn't do leather work right now. He's been doing he does some recovers on slip joints, and he's working on being a knife maker.
Why can't I find got this damn knife?
Go to Blade HQ's.
I tried.
At Blade
HQ. Tried, but maybe on their Instagram.
Yeah, on their Instagram.
I tried.
It's basically Jared Ozier's. The hell pattern is it? Is it his native pattern? I think it's his native pattern.
All right, let's do this then.
Kind of like a native 2.0. I think Brandon would probably know because he's working with them on that project. But friggin' dude, Jared Ozier that dude can do no wrong. Like his stuff is amazing. He had a open lottery at Blade Show, Texas. I think that thing went for like 5,000 or 6,000. There it is. Riot made.
Yeah. It looks like a Pena to me. That's why I was like, it looks like a Pena ripoff. Then I found out it was actually. So really, 3 guys got together on this?
Yeah.
And they started a brand?
Yeah. Huh. But they're gonna do more than knives, I think. But
it's he didn't have time for you, huh?
I don't think Enrique's doing a whole lot on that. I think that's more of a Javi Jared project. Well, when I showed Enrique what my plans were, I think that's when he's like, I can't give Ben the level of commitment he's looking for because,
right.
I think that's more of like but honestly, it's a good question. I think that Superlative project's more kind of like a side project for the 3 of them.
He says, I'm working with Ozier on that project. This thing is too good. Oh, he has it in his hand, probably.
Yeah, Jared had one at Late Show,
Superlative.
Texas. I got to see it.
It's a Pena and Ozer collab. Yep.
Yeah,
That's
and
why that's what I'm saying. But when I first saw it, I saw Superlative, didn't know it, and I was like, knockoff.
Right.
And then I was like, oh, and then I found out it was a Pena it was involved. And I was like, oh, okay, that makes perfect sense then. Now I like it, you know. I do wish they had it. Do they have a different colorway, or is it just a blackout one?
They'll have different stuff. I think they're just teasing that one. I can't imagine they'd only do one variation.
Gotcha.
But we'll see. That thing's coming soon.
Jacking off. Talk about
we're already done, dude.
Hey,
we cleaned up.
Gotcha, man. I got you in here, didn't I?
Round 2 is coming soon. Hang around.
Yeah, we're cooling down. That's funny. Yeah, when I was at that knife meetup or show, I got this thing too. This is, South Shore Leatherworks or whatever. You heard of them?
No, I can't keep up with all of them. There's a lot. That looks pretty nice. What's
he makes the slips for that notorious EDC beer bomb
the beer
thing.
bomb. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the one-eyed ghost EDC Keystone. It's kind of similar thing, obviously.
A little Pennsylvania action.
Cheers. Yep. Yeah, this was pretty cool. It's actually made in Pennsylvania. This one is. Now they're made out west, I think he said. But I don't even know why I just bought it because a dude on Instagram was like, hey, you going there? Could you grab me one of these? I've been trying to get one, and he's going to have them there. And I was like, all right. And I went, and I couldn't get a hold of the guy on Instagram, so I just bought 2. And then he's like, oh, I wanted plain tide. I'm like, fuck, I bought 2 of these.
Right.
I didn't even want a knuck, which I think is what it is, right? It's a fucking thing to punch somebody with, I think.
Yeah.
It would be extremely uncomfortable. So when I said that, I was like, it's a knuck, right? And he's like, it's a bottle opener. And I was like, I didn't get it right away. I was like, a knuck. And he's like, no, it's a bottle opener. I was like, okay, I get it. You just don't want to say it.
Yeah, wink, wink.
But I mean, it really wouldn't work well as a knuck, I don't think. It would just break my fingers.
No.
But I don't even know why. And then I bought a slip for it. And then Troy was going to make me another slip. I'm like, why do I even? It just sits on my desk. Like, I don't carry it. I'm not going to carry this. It's just dumb.
No.
I mean, it's not dumb. It's just, it's weird that I'm like into it, but I'm not into it. That's some mind fuck right there. I can't disclose, but it has me hyped. Can't disclose what? I brought
the 4
that
different colorways.
Show, and Jared asked for it ripped. They have 4 color. Then I'll be more interested. I'm guessing they'll be like traditional Pena colorways. I mean, it's really only too many ways you can go with it.
The reality too is, like, people wonder why it's always the same colors. Well, I've learned something about the micarta. Like, the really good micarta comes from an American source, and they don't have a ton of different colors. Like, there's only a couple
old Trek stuff, old Tex or whatever. Or is that not it?
There's a couple different ones.
The one I heard of from MVK was old Trex, I think, or old something, I forget. But
yeah, I think that's it. But either way, they don't have that much variety in the canvas. Like, they only have a few colors. So that's the reason you don't see
all they have red, green, brown, red, green, natural, not red, green, natural, and black. What else do they have?
They make red, but like no one really, not saying no one wants it, but it doesn't have the same appeal as natural green and black.
They don't have a denim or anything?
No. You can go to this other outfit out of Connecticut to get that stuff.
I might try that at some point, like ship some material over instead of using what they have, because they don't have a ton of options. Like,
they don't have the best micarta over there.
Well,
you got to buy it by the sheet, and like,
I like QSPs though. It's pretty good. It's soft and comfortable.
Right.
So it doesn't look as good, I don't think, but it's definitely really comfortable in use and stuff.
Yeah, I think their stuff is fine.
I think I would do that, like, if we, once we get deeper into this, I'll start getting material. I'd like to like buy a bunch of different fat carbons and send them over there. It's not as expensive as I thought it was. It's like $500 for a 19 by 19 like sheet.
Yeah, but dude, the cost to ship it over there and then the import fees and everything when it gets there, is going to surprise you. Yeah.
Gotcha. Fucking import fees.
Dude, they're gonna skin that cat, man. It's like, oh,
Cat
can I please a cat fur micarta? I'm allergic to cat fur micarta. That would not be good for me.
Yeah, I wouldn't want that either. So, what's the biggest knife you'll carry?
Oh, let me answer his question real quick. What about G Carta? G Carta is so freaking cool, but that dude doesn't make it in. Yeah, like you know who they are. They make like the Mexican blanket. They make.
I don't like. I don't know. I think that stuff looks kind of gross, but
I don't know. I mean, I dig it just because I'm a micarta fan, but I can't use it for Jack Wolf because he doesn't make sheets that would fit in CNC machines. He makes blocks for
handmade shit.
Pretty much. I mean, like, I know he'll do special orders for some production houses sometimes, but he's really set up to make those blocks he advertises on YouTube. Hold on, I gotta close this door because freaking gonna be a bug. What would you call it? Like a place with a bunch of bugs in it.
I don't know. A hive.
A bug zoo.
What the hell?
I don't know. If you clean the fur, the allergens. I'll still pass on cat fur micarta, even with that extra nugget of knowledge. So the pinas and Gicarta are his customs. Those aren't the Riot knives.
I had a Pena custom not too long ago. I had Jake.
You got it from Jake, right? What'd you think of it?
I sold it right away, but not because it wasn't a good knife, just because, I don't know, it didn't have a clip. And I was going to sell the knife. I traded him. And I figured he'd want it, and it made it easy for him, so I just traded it, and then I sold that. I don't know. That's the thing I'm not into. Like, for me, it's like if it's gonna be traditional and be a slip joint, great. You know, then I'll go all in and get the slip, and it'll be cool. But like, if you're gonna give me a front flipper with like drop shutty action, then like I want a clip. I don't know. Right. That's how I feel about it. What are you thinking about?
I was reading the comments. There's like they're getting deeper into the allergens and cat fur.
What's up, John?
I don't know. Somehow I got drawn into that conversation.
I need to get a pressure pot for that.
I don't know.
Dude, you guys are so weird.
They're talking about cleaning the cat fur allergens, I think. Things are getting weird fast.
Yeah, I need to wrap it up anyway. I gotta work tomorrow. My kid's off from daycare, so my wife's off, but I'm not off, sadly. You know,
I kind of got a decently important day tomorrow, I suppose.
Yeah, you got a big day, dude. It's gonna be cool to see how it goes. Will you get information? Like, you know what I mean?
I don't really know. I'm probably gonna have to ask for it. I think some guys will volunteer it, like Brian.
Well, you could go check the sites and just see if they're sold out. I guess that'd be one way to do it.
That's true.
I'll keep an eye out for you. What just happened?
I don't know. You tell me.
We just finished is what happened. I'm just kidding.
Right.
Ben's thinking about the clipless moderns he was going to drop in a year.
I won't do that to you guys. You know, I won't do that to you guys.
I don't know. I just don't get it. Like, why no clip on a flipper that drops shut? That's my thinking, right? Like,
yeah.
I don't know. I know you don't want to say anything because it's paying you, but
no, I wouldn't. Agree. I mean, I wouldn't make. First of all, he won't make a left-handed one, so I wouldn't buy it to begin with. And I'm used to carrying a knife and a slip. I kind of prefer it. But I think most people, it's like like you said, if I'm going to buy a knife with no clip, I might as well buy a slip joint. You know, like what do I want a locking knife with no clip for?
Right, because what I like is I pull the knife out, flip it,
one-handed. It's quick.
I put it away. Yeah,
it's you can't do the way I look at a slip joint is like you're not going to open it with one hand. So what's the big deal about going into your pocket for the thing and taking it out of the leather slip? It's like a slower process. It's kind of meant to be appreciated. Like if you're using your knife all day in and out, I think you get annoyed with a slip joint. You know, when you could just have a one-handed operated knife. I get it. But dude, Enrique has no trouble selling those things, man. I mean, he brought like I don't know how many to Blade Show, Texas. The dealers swarm around him like literally like bees.
Right. The dealers buy them all.
All of them. And then within 5 minutes, he's wiped out.
Yeah.
Thank you, Troy.
Yeah, no, I don't know how many are left. Urban EC. I talked to them this morning. They'd sold like a little less than half or something. I don't know.
That's
I
pretty
think maybe
good,
the
man. I mean, you sold
micartas
a bunch.
weren't as popular. If I had more copper carbon fiber to sell, I think they'd fucking sell out again instantly. Like we sold out of both the copper carbon fibers in like a few hours, but then the micartas hung around for, like 13 hours, and that's when we sold out. So tacking another 100 on, it's just, they might take a little while to sell, but I'm cool with that. That way anybody who wants one can get one.
Right.
Would it be cool to have sold out right away again? Hell yeah. But like, it's fine.
Someone asked me a question. Sharpshooter is only available at dealers, JC. I will not have them on my site. I basically sold them all wholesale to the dealers, and I kept some to sell over the counter at Blade Show. As far as a giveaway, no, there's no real giveaways, unless like some of the YouTube people I gave them to want to give them away, but I'm not sponsoring any giveaways.
Will your site have them, and will there be a giveaway of some sort? Huh, that's an interesting question about the giveaway.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I think if I didn't already give away so many of them, maybe I'd be more down to do a
so
giveaway.
He did, guys. He gave them to, like, anybody that you saw who had a review before today or for tomorrow, I guess, he's giving it to. Like, that's marketing.
Gave
money,
away more
basically.
than 10 of them. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you gonna keep doing that?
Yeah. I mean, the way I look at it is it's the absolute best possible exposure I could get. Like, if you look at, like, think about marketing as a bullseye, and like the best possible advertising dollar is in the X ring. Like,
right.
Working with YouTubers and you guys is like, those are X ring dollars, I feel.
Right.
And like,
I agree. It works.
Buying ads in Blade magazine would be like less efficient,
That's
and
completely dumb. Yeah.
right. So I think it's extremely valuable because it's like a two-way street. You guys provide a really important service to the community. You guys give honest opinions about the stuff. You guys show people what it is they're going to be getting. You compare it to other things. Like, looking at pictures on my website, I mean, great, but like that's not anywhere near the amount of information and context you could get from someone with a lot of experience talking about something they know.
Hey, Papa Rhino says, cheaper than advertising plus the business write-off, and can claim the set MSRP for each one given for marketing. Hey, look at that.
Yeah. In my opinion, it's a smart way to do things. It's like,
I mean, I did the same thing, except I didn't have to give them away.
I look at it as an investment. I don't look at it as giving anything away. It's an investment.
Right.
And
no, I totally agree. I'm just saying, I was just like, I didn't have any to give away. So I would have done, I would.
Yeah. Yours is a pre-sale. What are you going to give away? Like,
well, that's true.
Air?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Brandon, you actually have one on the way to you. Urban EDC sent you one of the prototypes to check out. I think I had him send you the blackout one because I thought that would photograph the best for you. But yeah, Sean, it's better than I thought it would be. Super happy I got one. Are you talking about the FSD? I think he's talking about this thing. I was trying to buy his, but he's not giving it up. This thing's so good, dude. And it's like a lefty button lock. It's so cool. Buttons right here. Boom. Kind of weird for a righty, obviously. I'm buying it anyway tomorrow. It's with my Arius, man. Oh, there you go. They shipped it with the Arius. That's awesome.
Cool.
They're in the same box. Awesome, dude. Yeah, I hope you like it, man. Let me know. We are making some changes, but that's all out there. Oh, if you give me your email, Brandon, I'll send you the product sheet if you want. It has the changes and shit on it. Probably should do that. 100%. Everyone supports everyone. It's a win all around. I totally agree. Yeah. Will there be a black leather slip offered in future drops? That's a good question. Are you just doing the one slip every time? Like that slip you just bought a whole bunch of, I'm guessing?
Yeah. So the slips were not the easiest thing for me to deal with or get. Like those things, I was afraid it wasn't even going to happen. So No, like they're all going to be the same for a while, which I know is kind of lame, but
Not really. I
the
mean,
way I look at it is like, hopefully it's better than nothing. You know, like
dude, the
there's a
fact
couple
that you
little
get a slip is ridiculously like I hate getting a slip joint without a slip. It's stupid. It's pointless.
right.
So trust me, it's a
And
win.
you guys know me. I'm trying to like address like all the details the best I can, but on those I had to pick like a one slice fits all slip. So like some of the smaller knives are
Thanks,
going to
dude.
fit a little looser in those slips. Like it'll mold and why isn't it made in the USA? What, the slip?
No, I
USA
think he's
made.
talking about the knife.
Yeah, we could talk about that in a minute.
Yeah, you want to talk about the slip some more? That's
Yeah.
fine.
So long
Sorry.
story short, I had a hard time sourcing the slips. I was just really lucky to even get them. I wasn't happy how like they glued them together and then sewed them up, and the glue extended way
Yeah.
past the stitching. I was like, "What the hell is that?" You know. So I've given them that feedback. I hope they improve that. But overall, considering it's like super functional and really helpful to have, I thought I'm happy with this. I'm not
Yeah.
thrilled with it. You know. But
What's
like
the
leather
leather?
work can get it's genuine leather. When I say genuine leather, like it's cow leather, I think. Like I don't know what grade. I mean, it's coming from China. So
Oh,
it's
okay. You got it. Okay.
yeah,
You
it
did
came
you
from
get it from the same OEM?
no, they had to shop it. So it's like they farmed it out to some other it's just from a Chinese vendor, you know. So like slips are expensive. Like leather slips in the US
Yeah.
in bulk, we're talking at least $20 a piece.
Yeah. Like I
You
pay
know?
like 30, $35 for a good one from like
And
Lancelot or whatever.
that's a great deal. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, some slips can be over $60 depending on the amount of
Right.
time that went into them and the leather they're using. So what I look at it is like this is something to get you started, and it's something that will work perfectly fine for you. But
Yeah.
like you can get
It's fun.
something nicer from one of the local community artisans, you know.
Right. But you'll
Just
have
like you're doing.
something till then. You don't have to leave
Exactly.
because what happened to me was this thing just sat on. Well, actually, this one I just threw in the pocket. Honestly, it didn't bother me. But usually, I would just throw the knife on the counter until I got a slip made, which means sometimes I just never got a slip made, and then I just sold the knife or whatever.
Right.
So, like having the slip with it is really important, I think. Did you want to address that not made in the U.S. thing?
Yeah, Don, this knife, there's nowhere to go to get this knife made to the specifications in the
Yeah.
USA. That's why. And also, if that did exist, which it doesn't, but if it did, it would be over $450 with this level of fit and finish. So it is what it is. Like if you want knives made in the USA, we need manufacturers who exist here today to open up OEM opportunities. The reason they don't do it is because they're A, busy enough already, or B, it's not worth their time because they can already sell everything they make.
Right.
So I'm not a manufacturer. I'm a designer. I need to contract with a factory to make knives for me. And until there's a industry in the United States to support my business model, I have to look overseas.
Right.
And Italy doesn't offer this level of fit and finish. They also are been unreliable, especially through COVID. I'm left with basically no choice but to take my project to China. I'm designing a USA made product, but I had to design that product to be easier to machine and to bring the cost down. And also, it's been a total screw around deal. I have to find different people to make different parts. I'll probably have to invest in machines in order to do some of the processes myself, and everything I'll have to assemble myself or pay someone to assemble. So
It's gonna be a $500 slip joint. You know?
I'm trying to, yeah, I mean, it could very well get there. And the goal for a made in the USA product, it just requires way more time, energy, and coordination. I've been already working on it for probably 8 months, and I'm still more or less nowhere. So Don, I think everybody here would consider OEM in the USA if it was available.
Oh yeah, we tried. You couldn't find anybody, you know. And then you got Medford, who's like, I do OEM work. It's like, yeah, but you got to wait 2 years to get your project on the works, and you got to give you a boatload of money to even start. that I don't have. You're not going to make me like prototypes like a Chinese company would.
No.
And then it's going to fucking look like a Medford.
Right. I talked to Medford, and like with him, the price was very high. Now, do I think it would have been worth it? Sure. Like, I feel like the quality would have been there, but I would have had to buy 500 of them at that price. Was like a huge, we're talking 6 digits, right? And then because the price is so high, there's no way you can afford a dealer margin in there. Like, it's not happening.
Right.
So now I've got the risk of selling them direct at like at a really high price as a new unestablished brand. I was like, I'm not comfortable with that business risk. You know, if you could do 100 of them for me, I could swallow the risk, and maybe they don't sell quickly, or, you know, because now we're pricing things.
Right.
We're pricing things a lot higher than $275.
No way they could keep up with your monthly shit. Like, no freaking way.
No, not now. I mean, when he grows if the ASK knife is successful and he starts pumping out the numbers he's forecasting for that thing, then maybe he can keep up, because he's getting, like, he's got these burger grinders in there. You know what those are? These machines that grind the primary bevels on blades like under 60 seconds. Wow, this thing is done. And you just start feeding them in, and they just start crushing out primary bevels. They're sick. That's what Larkin uses. But those machines are $500,000, you know?
Right.
So, yeah.
Gotcha. Still designed by an American and his American company. Your purchase supports his dream.
100%, dude. Yep. You're right on. I say people like, I'm not Chinese, you know?
Right.
Like, you support me, you help me grow my business to where I start to hire people. Like, right. You help American entrepreneurs succeed. Like, if I grow the business big enough, I'll invest in machines. I'll start making stuff in-house, but, like, I got to get there.
Right. That's what I always say, too. It's the same thing. It's like, and more than, you know, half the money at least is going to Americans in some way. Whether it's the steel or it's, you know, the dealer, it's us, it's whatever. Like, the guy delivering it, the guy, whatever. Like,
right. You're growing the American economy.
To Americans. But
Don's
yeah,
asking
some
me
of it's
about
going to China.
Exactly. Now, he's asking me about the warranty. That's actually something I wanted to talk about because I know it's come up. So if you look at my website, I say there is no formal warranty, and I'll talk about the reason why. So first of all, every knife I inspect by hand to make sure that you're not getting something with manufacturer defects that I never observed or inspected. So you're going to get a inspected knife that's going to have the adequate fit, finish, and performance that you paid for. Now, if you have a problem, right? That's what really matters. Does a warranty really matter? If a business has a warranty, but then you call them and ask them to do something about it, and they say, "Yeah, no, that's not under our warranty." What are you going to do? Are you going to sue them and force the courts to service your knife? Like, that's not how things work. So what really matters is if a business will stand behind their product and perform high-level customer service. That's my pledge. I can't offer a formal warranty because I'm not the manufacturer. So I don't want to make promises I can't keep. You know what I'm saying? Like, so what I say is I will consider every customer complaint on a case-by-case basis. Depending on the problem, we'll come up with solutions. Some of those solutions will be at no cost to you. Maybe I offer you a refund. Maybe I send your knife back to the manufacturer, pay to have it serviced, or they service it because there really was a manufacturer defect. Like, I'll figure it out and do the best thing I can to make it right. If you broke the thing because you were misusing it, and then that's something you admit to me and is, you know, the case, well, maybe there's a small cost to you to get it fixed because we got to ship it back and forth or whatever. So is there a formal warranty? No. Will I do everything I can in my power to make you happy? Because to me, a pissed off customer is the worst thing you could possibly have. Yes.
So basically, Don, the question is, do you trust Ben?
Right.
You know, and like, I can tell you, you can. Like, if you have an issue, hit him up and he'll take care of you. But he just can't say, like, we have a limit, like a lifetime warranty on the product. Like, because what happens in a year when he doesn't have one to replace your knife with?
Right.
Then
Or
maybe in
like,
that instance, he has to try to fix it or refund you. But either way, he's going to take care of you. He just doesn't have like a specific set of like what will happen in this situation is basically what you're saying. Like, you're going to take it case by case and help the customer.
yeah, he says it sounds like a warranty. I understand that, but what I'm saying is a warranty makes specific promises. I
Right.
don't have the manufacturing equipment to reproduce things.
I'd just
So
say you
I don't,
have one.
right. I don't want to make promises I can't keep. I don't do that. So my promise to you is I will do the best I can to solve your problem. You want to call that a warranty? I guess fine, but warranty is a legal term. Like, warranty is a legal statement, and I'm not making that legal statement. I'm saying it's sold to you as is, and I will provide you the best customer service possible. The
This
sharpshooter is
knife ain't
comparable.
gonna have any problems. I
No,
agree.
I mean, it's like you need a warranty for things that are made in tens of thousands of people and that nobody checks,
Right.
No, it's bigger than a GEC 15. It's probably more like a Viper, a little bit smaller than a Viper.
Just have a general warranty to make people happy. That's good for most people.
I
I think
mean,
he's
if
just trying to avoid using the word warranty, is
right.
what I'm
I don't
getting
know.
here.
I think people are overthinking it, is what I think. It's like, what is this peace of mind providing? Where's the real peace of mind? Like, you don't
Right.
have. Are you looking for legal recourse against the brand if they don't service your busted pivot? Like, explain to me the value of a warranty. Really, what's the real value is the performance of the brand, how they treat their customers, and that
Right.
has to be proven with a track record over time.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, brands like us are just like, our whole thing is community. So like, we're not gonna go fucking somebody over on a knife because something happens to it and they have an issue. Like, you're going to take care of it because you don't want that, one, because you want to take care of it because you want the person to have a functioning product that you sold them because you have pride in it, and two, because you don't want somebody going around being like, they fucked me over. It's replacing that knife or refunding you is 100% worth it, unless it's like happening constantly. So I don't
Right.
know.
So, I mean, at the end of the day, we can
There you
call it
go.
whatever we want. Yeah, customer satisfaction guarantee. Like, these are semantics. Like,
The
what
I
really
got you,
matters.
dog.
Right. I got you.
I think they're just saying put something on the site that makes it sound a little more friendly, is what I'm getting
Yeah,
here.
I picked that up because people don't like when they see, I'm buying this as is, even though I have a whole paragraph about what I'm willing to do for people.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'll rethink that one. I appreciate it. It's like you
That's
said,
your
Kevin.
feedback.
Yeah, that's why we're here. So it's important. It's, to me, an upset customer is the last thing I want in the
Right.
whole world. I'll give you
course.
your money back in a blink before I tell you to go pound sand,
Right. And that's the thing, yeah. Why do they put a guarantee on the box then, Chris Farley? Because they know all they sold you was a guaranteed piece of
Yeah,
shit.
it's from Tommy Boy. Every time I hear this
Yeah.
conversation, he's like, I can take a shit in a box and slap a guarantee on it. Doesn't mean it's any good. And it's like, I wanted to quote that a couple times in like the comments when this came up on some YouTube video. I was like, that's not going to get read correctly, and they're going to think I'm not being serious. But
People that don't know you just want to know you will look out for them.
yeah, I try
get
to
it.
make that perfectly clear on the website, but I'll think of another way to put it. It's like, I was just trying to be clear. Like,
dude, honestly, like he said, the words customer satisfaction guarantee, like that headline alone, changing that and then leaving the rest will probably solve your problem because people aren't going to read that much. They're going to see customer guarantee. They're like, sweet, okay. You know what I mean?
Right.
Then they're going to move on. They just want to know if it's going to be backed, whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand that. I'm going to rethink that.
Like,
I think
it's the same with us. Like, I can't say it's a lifetime guarantee because, like, in 2 years, I might not even have this company anymore. I'm hoping that's not the case, but like, there's no way you can put lifetime guarantee of the product or whatever. Like anything can happen. So like, I don't know.
Right. That's the most important thing is I don't want to make a representation that I cannot live up to. I'm super like aware of that. Right.
Right.
I will never make a promise I
got
can't
it.
keep, at least without
I got it, dude.
being
You
sincere.
get a little slogan that says Jack Wolf's got your back, right? Then you got a little artwork from Sean Tiffany with the Jack Wolf on your back. You know what I'm saying?
Come on, you've seen this before.
Maybe that's where I got the idea. Oh shit! No, I've never seen that. There you go. Just put that shit down there. Just put customer guarantee and then put that picture and then put your bullshit underneath and everybody will be happy.
Give us a howl and we'll take care of you. That's hilarious, man.
Wolfpack promise. That's funny. I don't read the fine details until there's a problem. Exactly. If your Nike's breaks, give us a holler.
I've just learned that, like, being
Slap
in business
that pickup. Yep. Yeah. Like, got your back, Jack.
If I can give any advice here on entrepreneurship, it's like, you got to have contracts when you do stuff, because sometimes you end up in court, and you don't want to be there. But the most important lesson I have learned is you do not want to be there. Like, you have to make a serious effort to resolve conflicts and differences with people, because the pain and suffering from being stubborn about stuff like that, or being hard-headed or being unreasonable will just destroy you in every aspect imaginable. Your soul, like, literally crush your soul. So, like, I know you guys are listening to me, and I take it for my word. If you have a problem, I will do everything I can to make it right. That's my guarantee right there. If you have a problem, I will do everything I can.
Put a video of you saying that at the bottom of your website. No, what I think these guys are getting at is that people who don't know you or aren't watching this or whatever, that's who is probably going to read that and maybe be like, I've never bought a knife looking at the warranty and being like, oh no. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I would never buy another Gavco because of my experience with him. But like, I don't buy a knife and look at the warranty, you know what I mean? But like, this is an example of exactly what you're saying. Like, I had an issue, and I tell everybody, whenever I get a chance to bring it up, I tell people that Gavco is a dick. So like, nobody wants that. Like, no. So you just
don't be a dick. Problem. Right. Exactly.
Right.
And culturally, some people, like, they don't think that way, like you're a problem for them and they don't have time for you. But it's like, and I see that as the mentality that comes with sometimes being a craftsman and not a business person, It
happens a lot with that, I think.
For sure. So it's like with me, guys, like, I'm not a craftsman. I'm a designer, but I'm an entrepreneur. Like, I understand your needs as the customer. I'm super in tune to Sean. That. Thank you, brother. So I got your back.
How much for the supermodel delivery lady option?
I don't know. You tell me.
Yeah. Thanks, Troy. All right. Yeah, I got to wrap it up. Sorry, dude.
No, that's cool.
We were going to do that an hour ago. Yeah. So thank you guys for coming out. Thanks, Ben, for coming on, dude. I think tomorrow's going to be a sick day. I'll be texting you, wishing you well, dude. I think you're going to kill it, though.
Thank you, brother.
So I'll be checking all them websites at 2. Like, are they sold out? I got to buy one? I got to buy another one? All right, I'll buy another one. Fuck yeah. I'll give one away. You guys are awesome. So
I appreciate everybody here. Kev, you're the man.
Yeah, dude. Appreciate you, man. Of course. All right. Cool. Anything you want to say before we go, or are you good?
No, I guess just really humbled and grateful for everybody's support. And whether you buy a knife from me or not, doesn't matter. You got a friend in the knife game.
Sweet. And if you got a problem, Jack Wolf's got your back, dog. Just